Hi.
Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wieland. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. And tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, which
Jordan,
is an
I love that hat on you.
actual play. An actual play live stream podcast. Hey, everybody. And apparently Avenue Q amateur production.
Oh, Rob. Ouch, Rob.
Ouch. I didn't do a puppet musical this year, so Jordan's doing it.
I guess that's it. And we are here tonight for our season finale. It's also the finale of our run on Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. And for those of you who may not have paid attention last week or are listening on podcast, we had a bat puppet, a festive bat puppet, play the role of Jordan last week, and we have apparently completed the ritual to bring the real Jordan back, which was apparently just her hanging out with Penny under the table for like 5 minutes.
That'll get me anywhere, Rob.
Yeah, well, so fellas,
Billie Eilish, wait, she wasn't around yet. Damn.
That's okay. Yeah, we, as you can tell, we are going to be laser focused here tonight, just like any last performance of any show that you've ever been in, where everyone is like, "All right, is this?" We still have to strike and everything, but we're gonna have a ton of fun.
Oh yeah.
We have some great story left to tell with our Pulp Adventure series here, Escape from the Hollow Earth. So. What we'd like to do is to go around and have everybody introduce themselves, introduce their character briefly, and talk about what their... Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. You're both staring at something.
I'm trying to figure out where the hell the stocking hangers came from, because those are not the stocking hangers we had literally yesterday.
Ghost stocking.
You know what? Those are
hangers.
probably tablecloth holders.
Bam!
All right.
Yeah, you like that content?
We actually came in when Tawny and Nathan were sleeping to mess with things just a little bit.
Welcome to IKEA of the Mind Players, where... Anyway, so we're going to go around the table. Everybody's going to introduce themselves, introduce their characters. I'm going to make Brad desperately wish that I had a cough button. And...
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen a couple times. Don't worry.
And then everyone is going to talk about their favorite part from last week's episode, which is always a great thing, because whenever I say that, that is the first time that everybody at the table is like, "Oh crap, I have to think about the last episode that we did," even though I do this every time that we do this podcast. So it is literally the verbal version of the "Did I lose my wallet?"
Yeah.
Like when you get out of the car.
All my teachers are watching, going like, "It hasn't changed."
Yeah. No.
Shit, where's my phone?
So let's get started down on the far end of the table with our any nominated member of Theater of the Mind Players.
Hello, I am Sarah Babe. I am part of the Andy nominated podcast Plot Points, and also a fan favorite Ficara of Encounter Party. I play Dr. Regina Forsyth, which, funny story, Regina means queen, which I am...
Wait, you did not know that when you picked that name?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Welcome to my brain.
Yeah.
So Regina Forsyth, she is the Queen of Atlantis, Goddess of Atlantis, whatever she calls it.
In theory.
Yeah, I am. And my favorite part of last time, Annie the Stegosaurus!
Sarah got to ride a Stegosaurus in a battle, which is...
Oh god, that's like a
it's a dream come true, really.
Bucket list, right there. I'm all about it. Super glad.
Like it always it interests me when people play fantasy games where they're like, "Oh, we ride horses," and I'm like, "Why? Why are you not riding like
Unicorns.
A large
unicorns
badger.
or chocobos or something? Come on, man!"
Sorry.
Can we ride that?
What?
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
I know it's true.
That's not.
Inside joke.
I'm not talking about a Beach Boys song from 1989. We're doing
I
some
know it's true.
really hip references here tonight.
Yeah.
Again,
Anyway.
really
I
hoping
wrote a
you're enjoying that
Stegosaurus.
content. Really.
Her name was Annie. It was great.
It was great. She beat up a Kubel wagon.
I don't even know where I am this season.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out.
Right, balls.
You too.
Well,
Right.
yeah, Tony has like 3 thought processes that he has to complete before we start playing.
Yeah.
We're really front loading here. So let's move on to our next player, please.
Hi, I'm Ethan Exit Anderson. I'm playing Buzz Bigsby, the big game hunter marksman dude. I think my favorite part was probably watch Tawny trying to drive.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That they put the mechanic behind the wheel, except the mechanic didn't really have any drive skill. But then again, neither did anybody.
No.
I told y'all I should have taken driving.
Well, but you did now. So there's that.
Come up again.
Before, why are you still listening now?
Yeah. So that was a great moment in the chase. We had a really fun chase between German tanks and dinosaurs and Kubel wagons, which I thought was a great test of the chase rules, which I really like for this edition of Savage Worlds. Let's go to our next player.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson, an actor, fight choreographer, and voiceover person. I am playing Dottie Marvin. You can call me Dottie or Mark. I don't rightly care which. And my favorite moment from last time was pouring a beer on a Nazi.
Yeah.
That was Nazi Pants Beer was almost the title of our episode, but I'm afraid that it would come up in some weird searches,
Yeah.
so we went with something focusing on the dinosaur element of it.
The dinosaurs!
Like if somebody's going to accidentally find our podcast, I'd much rather have the people who might be searching Stegosaur than the people who would be searching Nazi pants. So let's go to our. I mean, that's a weird executive decision, I know,
Maybe
but
if it's about pantsing Nazis.
that's
But that's like
no. I feel like that would be the verb. It would be
Yeah.
pants Nazi, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We had a dinosaur. And it was awesome.
Don't worry, we'll see some more. We'll see some more soon.
Nazi dinosaurs.
Oh no! And the Darkness Corner chimes in here. Tony has been very goth like all evening.
Hey man, that's what happens
You
when
want me
you
to go
have...
get you some eyeliner? Really do it up, give you some
I
good
got a
wings.
really good one. You can
Yeah.
give you a ring.
I hope that I think your popular kid should be totally goth out for.
Oh yeah.
For Flood.
dude.
Let me do your makeup.
Let me dress you. We're gonna Brandon Lee you all up in this biz.
Oh yeah. This is good.
Oh, I knew some kids back when I was back then. There were some,
You knew me.
but yeah. So anyway, Tony, you're up.
Hello, my name is Tony, as has been previously established.
Hi Tony.
Hello.
It's hey Tony.
I am playing Johnny Fuse, who is a former hitman who is on one last job to avenge the death of his daughter.
Man, I love the things you do.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
And what was your favorite part of last time?
My favorite part of last time was failing all my rolls to get on the tank, only to have a complication do it for me.
That was pretty fun.
I was expecting you to say that Jordan wasn't here.
I almost did.
I
Jordan's
deserved it.
performance.
But I feel like that was
Yeah.
an excellent example of the principle of fail forward, which is something that you should be doing in your role-playing games because it's no fun sitting around waiting for somebody to successfully pick the lock while everyone else is like, come on, do it, come on, do it, come on, do it, come on, do it, come on, do it. And last but certainly not least, our returning member, we seem to, with this being the winter series. This always seems to be the series that we have people drop out because of illness, and y'all know how it is. So sadly, we have no Jenny Higgins tonight. Get well soon, Jenny. We love you.
We miss you.
But we do have our one of our returning member right here who's going to tell you all about herself and the episode that she missed and what she loved.
And I'm going to give you guys extra credit for the first episode, too, because I wasn't here to tell you guys my favorite part about that.
All right, Jordan's going to talk for 10 minutes. Okay, cool.
My name is Jordan Fishburne. I'm a member of Theater of the Mind Players, as you see here. I am playing Dr. Joan Dorset, snooty professor. And my favorite part of the first episode likely had something to do with I just really liked the Eminence Bishop guy.
Oh, Bishop Tibbets?
And his cool ass setup that he had where he just forced you to be nice to him or else he would kill you.
He would send his trained ape banners after you.
Banners, yes. That was great. And my favorite part of last episode, I was gonna say Tawny pouring beer all over that guy's pants, but instead I'm gonna say the cool ass cliffhanger where we are kind of worried that Johnny's dead, just because that was a fun way to end
Mr.
it.
Fuse.
Yeah.
Mr. Fuse.
We have to figure out how that resolves, and we're gonna do that as we start our current episode.
Next time on Theater of the
No. So we are going to be starting En Medias Res once again because it's always fun in that way. I feel like that's a good way to kickstart, especially after we get through and introduce everybody. So,
like when you kickstart my heart.
We begin in the Hollow Earth. In a serene valley where the jungles of this strange world part, and there is a river that cuts through the thick foliage, and on either side of the river there are collections of statues, and these statues are ancient. And many of them are crumbling, so you've got kind of that Venus de Milo, arms, heads, pieces missing. And the statuary are mounted on these stone crypts. And the camera cuts to kind of panning across these crypts that are covered in this strange Atlantean writing. And we hear the scribble outside of the scratch of jungle animals. We hear the scribble of a pen on a journal, and we see crouched down near one of the crypts is Dr. Dorset, who is frantically translating. And behind her, we see a bored Nazi soldier with his machine gun just sort of pacing back and forth, and the crunch of his jackboots on the dirt. While the rest of the crew has been cooped up in the Nazi base when you all were captured at the beginning of the first episode, your linguistic skills have been brought into the field, and you have been forced to help translate the runes on these crypts, because they have a lot of cultural information and background information and location information of various things in this wherever you are. Now, the first question I have for you, Dr. Dorset, is: are you telling the Nazis the truth?
So, Joan doesn't actually have languages. It's something that she took.
Okay.
Does that matter?
Well, you have a research or academics.
I
yes?
have research and academics.
So that'll
suffice.
That will suffice.
I'm lying my ass. I request that they bring me a map so I can use details on the map to try to triangulate the clues that I'm getting. Bunny ears clues that I'm getting from translating the runes. I'm taking a lot of charcoal rubbings that I can save in my journal. But a lot of it is me going, well, it says that you can only enter this area here during a new moon on the 24th month, which means we have to cross-triangulate with their calendar. Do you have any calendar information for the civilization? No? Well, then let's see if we can...
I'm sure that the soldiers on this detail are quietly wishing that they had instead had to chase a dinosaur in a tank. Though at this point it's not that far off from where we ended last session, so the word hasn't gotten to them yet that the prisoners have escaped the base. But that all changes when another Kubel wagon pulls up to this graveyard on the floodplain, and out steps what is her name? Dr.
Something. Wasn't it?
I want to say Malvolio, but I know that's
Maltoni.
Maltoni. Dr. Maltoni.
Bad Tony.
That name, it does have historical significance. It's not just me making fun of you. Like, I try to do that and have some historical significance.
Yeah, that's my blues name.
She looks a little worse for the wear. I imagine her shadow looms over you as you're, translating, and she shakes the sheafs of notes in her hands and says, "Where are they going?"
You'll have to be more specific. I don't know where this one was headed in particular, but since you were so busy playing around with that fake headdress...
She kicks you in the chest onto the ground.
Oh, rude.
And pulls out a revolver and points it at you. They escaped Fort Yggdrasil, and they're going somewhere. Where are they going? Now, give me an academics roll. An academics roll here. I'm going to say that the difficulty for it is going to be 5 instead of the natural 4, because I think that Dr. Maltoni is able to... is not as easy to convince of scholarly falsehood as random Johann Nazi off the street. Johann J. Nazi.
Do you also roll for your attribute on
So
this?
when you roll...
Or just the skill?
You roll the skill
and the D6.
And the D6. The attributes you only roll when you are resisting something.
Okay, thank you.
I feel like Max Headroom over here.
So that's a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you.
Okay, so she is using. I love that sound. She is using a Benny to re-roll to try and hit this target number of 5. So she rolls the 2 dice and takes a higher number of the 2.
Do better. Yeah, I know. That was about almost as worse as I could.
If you would have rolled 2 1s, you would have critically failed, which we found out you cannot use a Benny to resolve.
After kicking her chest, a chest burster would have went...
Oh, sweet. Yep, that's
some
fun.
Sweet crossover.
So that's a 7.
Okay.
There would be no Kathy Bullard to help you.
Yeah. Well, you have had me separated from them for quite a while. But if I were to guess, thank you for your show of support. If I were to guess, they would return to some place that we've been before to regroup.
Well, if I were you, I would be falsifying these reports to make sure that I still had value to the Colonel. Is that the case here, or are you being truthful, Dr. Dorset?
Well, if you were me, I'd be you, and I'd use your copter to get to the top.
Zippity zip zap zap.
Dr. Maltoni, please don't put your viewpoint as to what I would do. I have a lot of pride in my name on any research. I've worked very hard to get where I am today.
All right. Are you trying to upset her here, or are you just basically saying back off?
Asserting dominance.
I'm trying to upset her a little bit.
Okay, so this is where you are going to make a intimidation roll.
Can I be taunting her?
That's what you're taunting, yes.
Okay, thank
And
you.
she will roll her
You have a special
her
taunting thing.
spirit.
I do. That means I get a free reroll on taunt.
And if you crit success, she's a little turned on too.
Yeah. I mean, some people are into that, man. Does 4 do it, or should I do a reroll?
Add your taunt to that.
Well, no, that
No?
it's
Oh.
yeah, it's a skill. 4 will do it because you rolled a 4.
Okay.
So you get to choose whether she is distracted or vulnerable.
So distracted means that there's a -2 to her, and vulnerable means a +2 against her, I believe.
That is correct. Look at you
That's
with your
memory.
with remembering the rules that we play here.
It's almost like I re-listened to this entire show today.
Thank you for contributing plays to our
To our fund.
Gotta get a refresher after you miss, guys. I'm going to do distracted.
Okay. She huffs and wanders over to the German and bitterly says something to him, and he chuckles and
She gives an eye roll and goes back to her map.
well
I don't know. I don't have languages, so I don't think that
No, you don't know
goes
what she
into
said.
German unless there's like a Latin root that I can vaguely. They said something about chairs. I'm not sure.
So
Or cake.
what
Could have
we're
been either.
well, but we cut to a excuse me. Like the sort of peering out from the brush look, and we see Marvy and Buzz, kind of waiting to make your move. This is where you've been able to track down Dr. Dorset, where she's been working for these goons, and there are. It looks like there are half a dozen Nazi soldiers, and then the doctor.
Well, that ain't good. That's a lot of Nazis.
Yes. More than wanted.
So...
But a dozen more.
What? There's only a half dozen.
Yes. It'd be nice if there was none.
But that okay. Your math is a little off there, old buddy.
You broke his shoulder.
What?
My cataracts tell me that there's 12.
There's 12. Wait. Oh, there's 6.
How do you feel about like distracting them and then getting her to come to us and we can just run?
How you plan on distracting him?
No sooner do you say that than a strange purple crack of energy appears in the air,
Oh shit, yeah.
and Regina drops out of it.
Shit.
Completely
And everyone
naked
goes-
on one knee.
I've been falling for 30
Of course.
And let's deal out some cards, everyone.
Oh shit. I would like to note that Regina looks noble as fuck.
I'm imagining the Terminator sequence right now.
Superhero landing.
Superhero landing. Ooh, that's super red free knees.
So go ahead and
I might need to
Gotta
shuffle
be
these.
careful before we
I saw
hit
the
the
bottom
copyright.
card.
Okay.
And then one.
okay.
Oh yeah. What? Huh?
He saw the bottom card and he wanted it.
Oh.
Just don't take it.
Should probably get it about now. No, not the top one though. Probably there. Sure.
You shouldn't have grabbed that one.
It's not the one I saw.
That's good. That means that your mushy card tricks didn't work.
I used to try to practice that as a kid.
Yeah.
Seriously? How many times have you had that exact card?
I've actually had this one before too.
Well, they're only 52.
I haven't had this one.
like,
Yeah, but we've only played twice so
Yeah,
far.
I think this is my third time having this card.
Ooh.
I don't.
Is that the one that was
You
on
know
bottom?
what?
No.
Ooh.
Ah.
Ooh, that's a club.
It is a club. It's the last one, so it goes last in the...
all right,
I mean,
folks.
Complication, right? No.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
No.
not in combat.
Okay.
No.
Only in like chase stuff.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
So aces.
Hey, that's me.
Okay. So everyone is focused on Regina as she drops out of wherever she was. This big flash of light. What do you do?
Am I here?
You will be when your card comes up.
Oh. Oh.
I'm going to sweep all of my pages of notes into whatever satchel shit they gave me, and I'm going to crawl behind the table that we have the map set on, so I can't see whatever the fuck's happening.
Okay.
For now.
You tip the table over on its side.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
I do start rolling up the map, though.
Give me a stealth roll, please.
Okay. Sorry, Regina.
It's all right.
Your target here is 4.
I mean, I kind of did like. I mean,
Pop.
you're cowardly,
Pop,
aren't you?
pop. I'm cautious. That's 7 total.
All right. So nobody notices as you start to scoop all your research back into your bag to, like, oh, mom's here. Got to clean up the stuff. Let's go.
Roll up the map, put it in my...
I wasn't looking at equations.
That means that if anybody decides to shoot at you, you will get a cover bonus because you are properly covered. So aces, faces.
I'll just take a nap.
10.
I got a 10er.
Okay.
So she's just popping out. She's hiding.
Mhm.
I guess I'll just start shooting Germans.
Okay.
I like to imagine you see
Evil
Regina appear, Joan just dropped to the ground with her arm coming up to the table.
And then
sliding shit, yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
So shoot some Germans,
Yeah.
you know?
All right. Now, let me look up the multi-attack rules here.
Yeah, because I can just do multi-shot. But I have a shoot rate of 1.
You are a
Rate of fire is 1. So I don't know if that makes a difference.
Multi-actions, but that just means that, like,
Sorry, friends. Mr. Washburn's being very needy
it's okay.
today.
Characters can perform up to 3 actions on their turn. Each additional action beyond the first inflicts a -2 penalty to all actions. Taking 2 actions incurs a -2 penalty to both, and 3 actions is a -4 penalty.
So if I want to shoot 3 individuals, it would be a -4
for each shot.
So I need an 8.
Correct.
Okay.
I think you can do that.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Gotta live dangerously.
So I roll 3 times then? Is that how it works?
Well,
Or
you
once,
roll.
3?
You roll once. We resolve whether or not you hit because that you want to spend bennies or anything like that.
Okay.
Then you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one.
Ooh.
This one's a 10.
Okay. So bang. I'm assuming you're taking shots at different.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop.
That one is a Benny use.
Clang.
Okay, that was only a 7.
Isn't your shooting plus
Oh, plus
1?
1. Yeah, so that was an 8. Okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah. You have 2 more bennies.
It's the last game.
Yeah.
It's like I want to do it. I want to be cool.
And that one's a 10.
All right. So,
Oh.
what is the damage on Chanticleer?
2d6.
So,
Chanticleer them out.
man.
Just imagine
You've been holding on to that one, haven't you?
Yes. Yes.
All right, so to take
Straight
out
up our
bad guys, it's going to be their toughness is 5, so you got to hit 9s to take them out in one shot. Otherwise, they are shaken because you can still be shaken as a
7.
Okay. So one shaken.
9.
One dead Nazi.
9.
2 dead Nazi.
Well, as the poet once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So, boom, kachakak, boom, kachakak, boom, kapwee, as that one bounces off the helmet of the third Nazi.
Well, damn, old man.
I got 1 skill.
I shovel very well. All right. So it was on 10s, 9, 8, 7, 6.
6.
Oh, spades.
6 off.
Spades first, heart second. It doesn't really matter that much
spades.
when bad guys or good guys go together, but... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. On 8. So back that up. Oh, snip, nip, nip.
You're a damn liar when you back that up.
The Nazis go. They have
So I'm in the bushes, you said earlier?
you done killed them.
So do I get...
So I'm gonna say give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Don't.
Do I need to do that also because I'm in the same bushes? Or because I haven't gone yet, it doesn't.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a because they're basically just going to spray and hope that they hit the sniper position that you set up.
Oh, can I make a stealth roll too?
You're in the middle of everything.
Yeah, no.
Hey, that pops.
I got a 3.
Okay, so your target to hit is still going to be 4.
Okay.
I got a 9.
His target to hit is going to be 6.
Shit.
He's hogging the bush.
All right.
I did also yell, "Damn, old man!"
Yeah.
No, so
Um,
that gave me
a
away, I'm
D10.
sure.
Are you? You okay?
What are you?
Are
So-
you warm?
I was requested to.
Oh.
I don't know if I did it though.
so first we have to see if the one that you shook is still
He
shook.
said okay. Gave
He
me-
is not shook. He gets up after
How
his
dare he?
helmet goes pinging away. So we're gonna say machine guns go bracka bracka bracka.
No, that was.
I guess the
car.
question, yeah. So basically, they're looking for 6s because they got to hit 8s because they're using auto fire.
Oh.
That's 1. So 1 will hit.
Ooh. Another one. will hit.
2 will hit.
I don't think that one counted because it rolled off the table.
Yeah, no, sorry. That one will not. And that one will not. So the weapons here.
Could be a three
Um,
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing things. It's all right, people. Versus the cars and.
What is your toughness?
5.
All right, that is 10 above, so that's going to be. One has 2 wounds on you.
You've lived a long life.
And one has... So you're taking 2 wounds from one roll and 1 wound from the third roll. Plus you are shaken unless you spend a Benny to soak.
I will stay shaken.
Well, you're still going to take but you can still spend the Benny to soak and remove the wounds, because otherwise you're going to get chomped up pretty bad.
I'll do that.
Here. Or somebody has a card.
You're welcome.
Is that the
You
card
want
I
to
have?
read it out loud for the kids at home?
Your hero instantly recovers up to 2 wounds and all fatigue sustained in this combat. If shaken, he is unshaketh until
Now as well.
now as well.
Second win.
Okay. So
job,
take 1 wound and you're all right.
I like that sentence. He's unshaken until now as well.
All right. Well, bless your heart, Marty. So
Try.
and
Dang!
Pulp Fiction moment.
I'm just like, oh.
yeah, like you're like and he's completely fine.
You got grazed.
That was 3. Yeah, because 2 are dead. Okay.
Cat like speed.
So now on 6s.
6s. How close are the Nazis?
You tell me.
Can they be close enough
Emotionally
that I can
close?
run up and hit one with the wrench?
Sure.
Cool. The one that he shot that is shooken.
He's no longer shaken.
Oh. Well, I'll hit him anyway.
Okay.
I'll reshake him.
And I'm gonna yell something cool while I'm doing it. And
we'll edit that into the
cool.
podcast.
I bet you didn't.
I'm loving it.
Bet you did not see that coming.
Preferably, I would. If you do edit in something, I want it to be in Ethan's voice.
Are you sure it can't just be once more onto the breach, Stafford?
But you say that like all the time. Something cool.
Shakespeare quote.
Suppressing fire.
I'm gonna adjust your nuts. Hold on a second.
I'm only gonna yell something cool if I hit. So
It always kind of sucks when you're like, I'm gonna yell something cool, and then you miss. You're like,
yeah.
Maybe not.
By Grapthar's hammer.
The soldier's parry is 5, so to hit him, you gotta hit a 5. Something cool!
It is the
I didn't-
start fight.
I
guys.
didn't know that Tawny was able to melt dice with her eyes.
Ooh, there we go. It's a new skill. She's leveling up.
Yeah.
Ever felt a wrench to the face? Whap!
All right, that's good. That's good.
Again, no points of charisma.
Talk about putting a wrench in the works.
Did
Let
you
me
write?
tighten these nuts.
There we go. Did you write down the damage of your?
No, I
Wrench,
just
of course.
wrote
Why-
down wrench.
Why would you ever do that?
I don't think you ever told me.
It does wrench damage.
it is. It does.
Three-quarters of an inch damage.
No, you did. You told me it's 3d20s.
Or
only
it's
the
strength
monkey
plus D4.
Strength plus d4.
So go ahead and roll that now.
Strength is a 6. Oh god, I dropped it.
Your
Oh god, I'm dying. It's fine. Don't mind me.
so you
7.
okay? That will shake him again.
Woo!
Finish him off,
Okay.
Johnny.
6.
6 as well.
What's your cool ass entrance?
Yeah.
Can I drive it?
Come in on a tank.
Can I come in on a tank?
No, the tank is red.
They only have one tank?
Is it the one with the effed up guns?
What about Annie? You
And
could
her
go riding in
Ragamizer.
Annie.
Or a sweet motorcycle.
Or the Stegosaurus, which I would
Or the
arguably
Kubel
say-
wagon that you
Or
probably...
a Stegosaurus riding a motorcycle.
Yeah! Wait.
What's your driving skill? Yeah, I don't think so.
Parachute. You parachute in.
Are we in a building right now?
No, you are.
Squirrel suit.
Outside.
You put on a squirrel suit and you jumped off the top of a mountain.
You're being carried by a pterodactyl.
What's wrong with the squirrel suit?
No.
Nothing.
No, it's not like he's not dressing up like a squirrel. She's talking about the wingsuits.
Yeah.
That changes my
Yeah.
response
I'm not
significantly.
Mario wearing a Tanuki suit.
Though to be fair, if you jumped out wearing a squirrel suit, I'm pretty sure the Nazis would be like, "What the fuck?"
Can I do that? I want to jump in.
Shitter, motherfucker.
I want to jump in wearing a squirrel suit and go sneak
Did
attack.
someone say nuts?
Are you secret squirrel?
Yes. Sneak attack. I've been up in that tree for over an hour.
You're gonna need some rescue rangers. I can't believe you just actually my squirrel joke. We're very serious gamers here at Theater of the Mind Players.
Alright,
So
so
let's-
what do you actually do?
So let's it's weird when Tawny is the one who's like, hey, let's get back on track, guys. So let's do a quick flashback to how you escaped your certain doom inside the explosive tank. Did you think of something or no? You've had like an hour?
I used him as a human shield.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Dark.
yeah, his body exploded, but I remained intact.
Covered in blood?
Yes.
Dark.
Yeah. I'm a lot-
Cut him open, crawled inside,
Oh.
Yeah.
and used it as a shield.
I thought he smelled bad on the outside.
All right.
Squirrels?
Yes.
What are you doing here? Are you running in guns blazing? What are you doing?
I would like to ride in on some sort of vehicle.
Unicorn.
Tank is not an option.
Tank is grayed out. I'm
What
sorry.
is the most fantastical Savage World vehicle I could ride in on right now?
Rolls Royce.
You could swoop in on a pterodactyl.
Unicycle.
Yeah, 'cause we have the pterodactyl.
Model T.
Me and Alfred.
I feel like if you want to ride in on a dinosaur, we can definitely have Annie come back for another appearance, as she is a fan favorite here.
Yep.
Okay.
And by fan favorite, me favorite.
Yeah.
You are a fan.
Okay. So you come riding in on the Stegosaurus, smashing through some of the statuary and crypts. Are you attacking with the? This is why we love this game. Are you attacking with the dinosaur, or are you using your guns?
Can he be attacking while I'm using my guns? I mean, he has his own free will.
She.
Annie.
I thought Annie was like Marv. I thought like,
No.
Well, she can attack on her own. As a extra, she doesn't get a wild card die, or she can assist you on your attack, and I can roll.
Right.
Basically, because it's easier to shoot people when you've got a giant
Ducky is just,
spiky tail coming at your face.
genderless.
So
So
I'll leave
serial.
that up to you if you want to
So
do that
serial.
as a second weaker attack, or if you want to augment your main attack.
let's augment.
Okay. So I'm gonna say
Augmentation.
Do they ever
Achieved.
say if Ducky's a girl or a boy dinosaur?
I think they say
you're gonna get a +1 to this attack. So what weapon are you using here?
I'm using my MP40,
Okay.
which we agreed is the same stats as a Tommy
Yep.
gun.
Close enough.
All right.
Are you auto firing, or are you just popping
Auto.
one shot?
Auto
Do I
firing?
need to get you a
Squirrel suit.
thing? Okay. So auto firing means
Yeah,
that
squirrel suit.
so
You don't have to be wearing a squirrel suit. It was just funny.
man.
no, that's just that like he found like a dire squirrel, and that's like his armor now. Like,
man.
Hercules style cape, but with a squirrel.
Hercules.
It's actually 3 months later, and I've been like
thinking more.
Yeah.
in the wilderness.
You've concocted nut grenades. So what is the rate of fire on your MP40?
Rate of fire is 3.
So you can roll that many shooting dice to when you're doing an auto fire type thing. That increases the difficulty a little bit, but you're getting more dice, so that's usually how it works. Let me just look that up
Trying
really
to
quick.
create as much chaos as possible.
Clearly, because you wrote in on a giant dinosaur shooting a machine gun.
Dressed as a squirrel, right?
Oh, man.
It's canon now.
I was going to say, if only we had people doing fan art for us, I'm sure that would have, you would see that.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's epic enough.
Um,
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna learn how to art right now. It's how they say it. Because I'm not a drawer.
You're gonna do a art.
I'm gonna do a art.
You're gonna craft.
And
a picture.
I'm probably gonna make the dinosaur better than the person.
Dinosaurs are way easier than people.
Duh.
Nobody
Oh.
knows what they actually look
right,
like.
so
Could
your
be
target
right.
is
They
going to
don't
be...
have
True.
all right, so it's normal is 4, +2 because of the recoil, +2 because you're riding on the back of a dinosaur. Can't believe I have to come up with these rules. -1 because of Annie's swinging, so you're trying to hit 7s.
1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
Exactly. But you're rolling. What is your shooting?
On here,
Yeah.
shooting is a D8.
So you're actually rolling 3 of those,
3 of
and then you're taking plus your D6,
You need some D8s.
and then
Nope.
the highest
Some dates.
of those.
So 3 D8s and a D8.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's why autovirus is cool.
See, I got a 9, a
Ooh,
5,
that
a
6
6, and a
popped.
2.
That 6 popped.
Pop, pop.
How'd you get a 9 on a
Oh,
D8?
that's a 6. Sorry, it was upside down.
Okay. How'd you get a 9 on a D6?
That's lame. Okay, 7.
Okay. So what is your highest? Was that your highest?
Now it's my highest, yeah.
Okay. And 7 is what you need to hit. So go ahead and roll damage on your machine gun.
Okay, that is 2D6 plus 1.
Now, if you wanted to spend a Benny to try and do better, you could. And because if you get a raise on a roll with autofire, you can walk your fire and hit multiple targets.
You get to keep the old roll in case. This one isn't
I
as good.
believe when you spend a Benny, let me make sure, because sometimes they get picky about old roll or new roll. So let me look that up just to be certain before Tony decides to drop that.
Oh no. We'll never find that same one again, though.
You gotta hold it like a new track. It's not ready to be dropped just yet.
Oh, man.
You gotta save it before you put it on your SoundCloud.
I was
So
thinking
on
Hot Wheels for
SoundCloud,
some
we have
reason.
had people commenting who are rap scouts asking us to submit our work because it is fire. Quote.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't listen. You
No,
didn't
I
listen
didn't.
to any of it.
You do get to keep your best result,
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
which makes sense to me because it always sucks when you spend a thingy and you're like, I rolled worse, yay!
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, I got 2 8s.
Pop,
This
pop.
popped. 6, 7. I got all 8s, 3 8s.
So re-roll the 8s too,
Yeah.
because those are the
Those
Oh,
popped.
those popped.
yeah.
Another 8.
Oh,
16.
Ooh!
16 plus 5.
21
21.
plus 6, 27,
That was
29,
your one. That one popped. That was a 4.
35.
It's just the
Oh, you just take your highest one?
Yeah, you take the highest one.
21.
21.
I was like, why is
Tony's
Tony
just
still
gonna
doing
keep
math?
Tony's just like, I'm math crazy!
I'm doing all the math. All of the math.
So I think I tripled my fucking roll.
So,
Yeah.
7 was the
Yeah.
target. 14
7 times 3
or 7 plus 4 is
Thanks,
11.
wow.
That's your raise. So every 4 above that is
Oh.
another raise. So
So
20.
11.
Okay, math teacher. So his top roll is 21. So that means that minus 7 is 14. So 3 raises. So you can actually put a bullet in
Arrow buddy.
all the remaining
Nah.
bad guys.
Do it! Squirrel power!
Good venues.
So go ahead and roll damage for each of those.
Okay. How many is that?
It says there.
No, I know, but how many am I rolling? How many times am I rolling, or just doing it the once?
You're rolling for each, I think.
Okay.
How many is each?
Let me make sure. So
3.
3. So let me make sure of that just before we do that, and then Because some games want you to do each one. Some games are like, no, roll once and let's get on with it.
I earned it.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Now
It's
you
just Annie, though. I forgot to do
Do
Johnny.
you know one thing I really want that doesn't exist?
What?
A USB hub that's a Stegosaurus.
It doesn't?
No.
Exist yet.
Yeah, I should design one.
Now
Why
you
did you
just
say
said
it live? Someone's
What?
gonna steal our idea.
No, they won't.
We can edit.
I'll just put a bleep over it and see if people think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I really
What was
want
that
is
hot
a
idea that Ethan talked about? Send us what you think it is. We totally won't steal your ideas.
All right, so we're gonna say that you're gonna roll for each one, each hit, excuse me, and let's go from there.
Okay. Okay,
Pop, pop.
so
That pops.
10 plus
Pop.
1, 11.
Pop,
Oh, pop. Right.
6 with 5.
6 plus 5
15.
is 4.
10,
No,
15,
15.
15,
Plus 1 because that's
16.
16.
Okay, that's one dead Nazi.
Right. Alright. Oh, that was bad. I got a 2 and a
Crit
1.
fail. Oh,
No,
3.
it's a 3.
4, because plus 1.
Okay, one not dead Nazi.
8. Plus 1 is 9.
So that one hits the shaken one, so that means that there is one Nazi left standing.
I did it on purpose. I wanted him to pee his pants.
So is this not including the dock?
No. The doc is her own
Okay,
thing.
so I was thinking.
She's named. She's a
All right, so you come riding in on Annie with your MP40 blasting away. 2 Nazis go down. 1 remains, as does the doc. We only have your 2, right, Sarah?
Yes.
So the doc is going to try and find you.
Rut-row.
But I stealthed real good.
Well, let's see. Let's see how
Stealth boy.
let's see how well you stealth.
I forgot what I got. I think it was an 8. Wasn't it?
You were a good stealth boy. That's all I know.
It was a 7 or an 8.
Okay.
Pretty
She's gonna roll her notice, but she has -2 because she's distracted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's a 5. I'm gonna say that she needs. I'm gonna say she needs a 6. That's a 4.
Oh my god.
Pop.
That is a pop.
Oh fuck.
There we go.
Okay, she found me.
She found you with a raise, which means that you're scooping your hand up to grab that one last piece, and she pulls you out from underneath the table and has you hostage style.
Rob, it would have been so much better if she had
What are you
stabbed a
doing?
knife into her hand.
Jeez!
Oh no! It
No,
looks
I
like
would've choreographed it.
Forsyth is going to have to rescue Dorset.
It's almost like I set it up this way.
Gee.
How I
Don't
would've
do me
choreographed
any
it.
favors.
All right, so on. All right, nobody move, or this very large brain is going to be splattered all over this valley.
Lady, I just want to point out that there's like 5 of us and there's like 1 of you.
Can I shoot her?
Not yet, because you have the final action.
I just laugh, be like, you think that's the biggest brain in this room?
Oh dear God.
Bolt.
Just
Okay.
take him out and measure him.
Okay.
And actually, I'd like to, because I can, play an opposing wild card. Your damage-causing attacks are made at +2 against him for the duration of the scene.
Okay.
Ooh.
So,
So roll your
We're
bolt.
burning
I'm going
everything,
to.
y'all.
You're not going to need it for the climactic finale. It'll be fine.
Oh God.
so
I'm no longer shooting for the episode.
Because I'm rolling to hit. Right? Yeah.
That or we find you some more bullets. Don't worry about it.
He needs a nap.
It's going to be a 6.
Okay, that will hit.
Okay.
Is that with your +2?
That is 8.
Okay, that will be a raise, which means so your bolt does an additional d6 damage.
Just 3d6 damage with the tiny dice.
Dope, yeah.
Okay, that's 9.
Okay.
Can I spend a benefit to re-roll that?
You can.
Why not? Because I can.
Pop.
Oh, that's going to be a 10.
No,
I
it's
see
pop.
pop, pop, pop.
Oh, that's going to be 10 with a pop.
15.
Oh, that's going to be a 15.
Pop.
All right.
music.
So, how do you zap down Dr. Maltoni?
Oh, just straight laser through the friggin' head.
The dome,
Just straight through.
Okay.
like scanners.
Well, look at that. We are all back together somehow. Where in the hell were y'all?
How many years have you been going?
Does anybody else smell burning hair?
Well, yeah, she kind of burnt her in the face, so it probably like electricity, you know?
My dearest Dr.
Can you
Dorset.
smell ozone while you're at it? Are you having a stroke? Do you smell toast?
Marv,
No.
shut up.
Why?
I was going to talk.
Well, sure, go ahead.
If you look over to the dear doctor, you'll see that there's a hole burned directly through her skull.
No, I think you actually got my hair too.
I think I did just say that.
I think
But-
it's an improvement.
Oh, man.
I was going to say thank you, but never mind.
I don't
Alright.
require your gratitude.
So, the good news is, for you, is that you haven't just been messing around. You have actually found a way out of this place.
Oh, thank fucking God.
All you have to do is make your way to this something called the Temple of the Abomination,
Oh, good.
Oh, that's
Abominable snowman!
because there is a
Abominable snowman!
because there is because there is a
Regular
an
snow.
exit gate inside that temple, and you think that's the only one that isn't currently occupied by or that the Nazis don't know about.
Okay. I set the map and spread back out on the table. I say, well, you guys were all screwing around.
Oh, excuse me! I'm driving a thing I ain't never drove before, almost off a dang cliff to save all of y'all's lives, and then coming to find your ass!
Like I was saying, while you were all screwing around, I found a way for us to get the fuck out of here.
Well,
And
thank God!
I start outlining, this is the area on the map, this is where we are right now, these are the places,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah.
I have languages. Can I check her work?
Yeah, she's actually right.
Okay.
Can I also just add again, should we be asking about Amy, or are we just...
We'll get there.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to check my document that's just bullshit
Holy fuck!
of lies? that
I just rolled a
wrote down?
19 on languages for whatever I'm looking
Yeah, you're
at.
really mad because she actually did it really well.
Do I translate everything on the table at least? Can I do that? Like, something?
This place has really good donuts.
Dang.
Yes, you found the ancient Atlantean Yelp reviews.
Actually,
where...
if you look at... Okay,
No,
Pompeii.
never mind.
Anyhow.
Rude.
All the graffiti in
Menta
Pompeii
had
is
a
just-
really great dick 10,000 years ago.
there
Thank you,
there
Pompeii.
is a heavy thump on the table as you're explaining,
Oh, God.
and the strange purple crystal skull that Ronald Anderson that got you here is now on the table, being held by Ronald Anderson, who, while you went to go pick up Dr. Dorset, he and Amy went to go retrieve his artifact. You're going to need this to get out, he says, before slumping onto the ground from the bleeding wound on his side.
Oh!
And that is where we end our first act of Theater of the Mind Players Escape from the Hollow Earth. We're going to take a slightly longer break for this episode. I have to run home and get something really quick. So we'll be back in between 15 to 20 minutes or so with the second act of our adventure.
Rob
see you then.
killed a guy.
Ethan's dad, no
just
less.
passed out.
Welcome back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. we are dealing with Christmas elves and gremlins here in Milwaukee. So,
Wonderful Christmas song time. Wonderful Christmas.
yeah, really,
song.
we just missed us singing a lot of Christmas carols. So,
Yeah.
all right, Jordan, you were going to roll to assist Tawny in her driving.
I sure was.
So go ahead and give me that roll.
I was going to do a research roll, which I have a +2 on. So I got a total of 7.
Okay, that will that will give you a +1 on your driving roll.
So
All right, kings, 10s.
10.
Oh, 10.
Nope, I have 9.
Ooh,
Okay.
10.
What are you doing?
I would like to use my laser bolts to make the path in front of us easier.
Okay.
Frickin' laser beam.
That will be a 7.
Okay, so you're going to take a +2 to your driving roll, which is happening right now, I'm assuming.
On a 9?
Could we also
Okay.
do a quick recap? We lost everything after we came back from the break.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so right now, the heroes, after Ronald Anderson returned, Johnny Fuse finished his mission and gunned him down.
Marv freaked out.
We had, Marv freaked out. We found a narrative letter that explained his reasoning for coming to the Hollow Earth, which was that he had accidentally led the Nazis there and was trying to stop them, and he encouraged the players to get out and tell the proper authorities to stop them from their plans.
And we need to have the amethyst skull and other skulls?
No, just the amethyst skull.
Just the amethyst skull in order to get out of the hollowed earth through the gates.
Through the
that
gate.
I had found while I was captured via a lot of great research and planning and triangulating. And I also let them know that the sky is not our sky. So this is some weird shit that's going on.
And I also told Dorset to believe, but she said no.
And they are currently now making their way up a mountain to the Temple of the
I
Abomination.
found squatch tracks and tracks for a large kitten.
And they Marv also rebuilt their stolen Kubel wagon with treads to drive up the side of the mountain.
And I rolled a 22.
It was dope as fuck.
It's pretty
I
dope.
double popped it.
It has like spinning rims, and there's
We tried to find some underlighting for
Yeah.
it, but then
Yeah.
we realized
Hollow
that
Earth.
no, it's not gonna do it.
all right.
Where's Blizzard when you need him?
So
I rolled a 7 on my notice.
which gave her a +1.
My research to give her a +1 for
And
driving stuff.
don't forget to subtract power points too when you're using your blasty bits.
Right.
And then Regina used her bolt powers to clear the path to allow Marv to make her driving roll, because now she has driving skill. It's a D4, but it's not. Now it's a +2 to whatever her roll is here.
5?
Okay.
+1.
Well, I rolled a 3.
I gave you a +1.
You gave me a +1. She gave me a +1, so it's +2.
I gave you a
+2.
+2.
Oh, I thought you had
No, it was a +1.
something else.
Oh,
Never mind.
never mind.
So 5.
Okay.
Okay.
My math's good.
I thought there
That is enough to get the vehicle
Should I try
up.
to be better, you guys? Or should I hold on to this for the last fight?
Hold on to it.
Hold on loosely.
What last fight?
We
What are you
passed
talking
the challenge. We can rest easy for 5 more seconds before.
So the Kubel wagon charges up the side of the mountain and winds its way along the freshly carved roads.
I'm picturing the yodeler from Price is Right. It's pretty great.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
I would like to athletics my way up the mountain.
Oh, you're walking, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
Christopher walking.
That's fine. I'm good with leaving you behind.
Walking on.
Do you want to give me a notice check first?
Uh-oh.
You can do it. I
Okay.
believe in you.
I got a 4.
There is something at the top of the mountain. something big.
Ooh, I'm gonna punch it.
Something holding a massive chunk of ice over its head.
Shit.
Fuck.
What do you do?
That's our
How far away are they from me?
This is not that far.
Like, am I close enough to shout that they would hear me?
Yeah, probably.
Over the Kubel wagon?
I've been keeping an eye on Johnny Fuse because I don't want us to stray too far from somebody who actually knows how to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I yell out to them that there is a gigantic looking beast at the summit.
I pat Marv on the shoulder and point at Johnny, and then I point at the summit.
Well, I'm not going to look away from the road.
Is there a road?
The one that she cut with her
Well,
laser face.
it's less a road and more of a flat, spirally surface. Because at the top of the mountain, holding a gigantic ice chunk above its head, is a massive fur-covered humanoid.
Squatch!
Squirrel!
Is it white?
It is
or
white.
Okay, so that's a Yeti.
It's a snow squatch!
It's a Yeti.
Snow squatch.
And it chucks the ice boulder down at the
Cool bull bag.
the Kubel
Kubel
wagon.
taken wagon?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
We'll take it a second.
Do we need to dodge?
So we're about to find out.
Dodge, dive, and dodge.
Does our Matthew Perry have anything to do with if we get hit or not?
Huh?
Does our Matthew Perry have anything to do with if we get hit?
Oh,
No.
I see what you did there. I
Your
don't.
champ.
Oh!
Perry?
Why?
It's
No.
I love it.
Yeah, you lost me there.
It's because
For a
you've
minute.
never watched.
This one seemed to be perhaps a warning shot because it crashes near your vehicle but doesn't actually hit it. But you see the creature leer over the side of the mountain and
I think it's trying to tell us something, y'all.
It thinks we should turn right.
I saw this in a movie once.
anyone want to give me a notice check?
Yep.
Oh, I'll do it.
High roll gets the clue treat.
It's the
8 plus 7.
Intel.
8 plus
15.
15 is
15?
No,
I got 15.
I mathed for her.
Yes.
When the creature waved you off, you noticed that one of its fingers was missing.
That thing must not eat very much. One of its fingers is missing. Fucker.
How does Buzz react? It's just son of a bitch.
Wait,
It's Jill.
wait, you've seen one of these before? Or this one, I guess.
Well, I saw something move and I shot at it. I didn't get that finger.
Up in the north woods of Wisconsin, you said.
Yeah.
That's where Hodags came from.
He hadn't been to Rhinelander.
These are some deep Wisconsin tourist cuts here.
Google
All right.
Hodag.
It's great.
All right, 6.
Well, I didn't actually get to move.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I would like to athletics.
So athletics away, my friend.
Okay. All right. That's. I got a 7.
Okay.
Woohoo!
You keep pace.
Hooray!
6. 5.
I got 5.
Okay.
Can I just look out and see if there's any more boulders flying out and I can yell to turn left or right?
What are you trying to do here? Are you assisting or what are you doing?
Yeah, just assisting driving.
Okay, give me a notice check.
I'll take
You
that
saw nothing.
as a critical fail.
Oh, well, you
Ooh,
have to take that as a
you're
critical fail,
blind.
son.
Yeah. Qualma.
You're looking around like,
Okay.
well, no boulders, no nothing. And that is when
I can't see anything. Oh, my hat is down.
That is when a saber-toothed cat
Oh, look, the giant kitten!
leaps out of the shadows and smashes into the side of the Kuba wagon.
Wait.
Oh, my word!
It doesn't hurt you, but you go flying out of the Kuba wagon and slip down the side, tumbling down the side of the mountain.
Leave him.
Oh no!
Can I make this weird? I guess.
So you want it to be like a sexy?
Well, basically, that card says the situation gets fixed, but something worse happens.
What?
Oh my! Why would?
Play to get the party out of some troublesome or deadly incident. This leads to some other trouble, however, such as capture, escape to a new location with its own harrowing adventure, or the sacrifice of a noble ally.
You escape to the hollower Earth. Everything is tinny and ringy.
Does he die and the saber-toothed cat just eats him? And we just get away?
Ethan, how many times have you died on this show?
I know.
It's like a race between you and Sarah.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, really?
well, Sarah loves the noble play. Like,
Oh, it's just fun to die. I mean, but it's when you've gamed as long as I have.
Death is the only frontier.
You haven't
We get a
explored.
volunteer of the Nougat Earth.
I love nougat.
That's the
good.
Candyland RPG.
Oh, dude.
We didn't ever officially find out what happened to Amy.
we'll get there.
I know, but just
Um,
out there.
So I could like
No,
'cause it
I'm
doesn't-
still considering. Like, I want.
Oh,
you
right.
can play this card, but
I'm talking about it out loud. Like I'm saying, if we get out of this situation, it could be like I jump out of the Kuba wagon and start talking to the saber-toothed cat.
What if something bigger gets the saber-toothed cat?
Well, you know what? That's what happens then,
There's always a bigger saber-toothed cat.
right?
Tauntaun.
It's like fish.
Great neck.
It's really. Oh no! What's that fish that has the thingy?
Anglerfish.
It's like an anglerfish, but it's an angler saber-toothed cat. So it's just a little cat, and the big cat's
Why
down
are we
here. and
trying
it's
to
just
make
like,
this that much worse, y'all?
I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm like, yeah, maybe we'll give them a -2, and you're like, no, they're mutant cyborg anglerfish, and they're
No, angler cats.
well,
What?
They have laser pointers on their head.
Yeah, because they do it to attack other saber-toothed cats. And then,
But then
when
they would
get-
distract themselves.
Not necessarily, because it's only the little cat that has the laser on it. And the little cat doesn't have as much of an optical receptors on it.
Sure, we're not playing over the edge.
I thought if I played that any later, it would make things even worse.
no, you can certainly play it now.
Okay.
Certainly
So-
hasn't improved things.
Here's what happens.
So angler cats.
So the saber-toothed cat hits the Kubel tread wagon, and it actually tips over onto its side, and it slides back down the mountain and into an ice chunk, which then there's a moment of silence, and then
Oh no.
everything goes falling into blackness.
Even me?
Even you.
Oh, Tony!
Uh-huh.
You jerk!
Cool.
Tony, don't taunt him.
My
And-
character hates his character now.
In the dark,
Yeah.
we hear the sounds of splashing.
Oh no. What is it with you and having my characters fall through mountains into water?
Does the Kugel Tankin wagon float?
We see the pirate ship.
Did I make it amphibious while I was at it?
You rolled well enough that the
Can it be an
Kubel
amphibious Kugel Tankin wagon?
it lands
It's a duck.
and
It's a duck.
is able
Yeah.
to
Shitty Chitty
float.
Koopa, I love you. And our Shitty Chitty Koopa love this.
And
Hey ho.
but now like so
I don't get it.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Oh my god.
Please do a full recording of that.
I feel like Patreon request all right, if you want to hear Ethan sing,
Chitty chitty.
do we have to pay
It's parody.
ASCAP for that, or I don't know.
It's
I'm sure
parody,
Julie
no.
Andrews would be cool
Yeah,
with it.
it's
Sure.
parody.
Should be
You're
alright.
right.
However, Weird Al does it.
Really well.
All right, and the what Kubel boat? What's German for boat? The Kubel
Boot.
the Kubel boot. The Kubel boot. Actually, that's kind of catchy. The Kubel boot.
Frankenbooten.
The Kubel
You
Tangenbodenwagen
857. Or 757.
has a moment of buoyancy, of like, well, that wasn't so bad. And then it starts to be pulled downstream into the whitewater rapid.
Y'all, it's a waterfall!
I roll up my window.
Are we like
Turn on the windshield wiper.
You are in a cave underneath.
There's no way of knowing which direction we are
that is
going.
eerily lit by by crystal deposits
Is it
under the
Is it snowing? Is
so
there a hurricane blowing?
do you want to give me a boating roll? Oh no, you didn't take any boating, did you?
Oh.
Thanks, Ethan. You're the best.
Driving doesn't count.
Boating is a separate skill.
That's fucking
Oh,
bullshit.
I popped a 4.
According to my boat driving lessons, it's a lot like driving a car.
It is.
7 minus 5 is minus 2 is 5.
With water and
that
stuff.
wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so
What was it?
you're able to keep clear of
Nice.
rock formations and bits and pieces. But actually, you tell me, how are you able to keep clear of, since you have tires and treads, maybe not a propeller, or did you think to add one just
I
because you had
think-
some leftover parts?
I have an idea. 20.
Treads
Could I have
totally
found a
work in the
really
water.
large stick and I'm basically gondoliering?
Oh no, Tawny, you have the tank treads on the tires.
They
They're
wouldn't-
long enough.
They wouldn't
Shush.
work. in-
Shush, shush, shush. She MacGyvered it with a 22. It can do that.
So one side
So
can
it's
go
got
in
the
reverse.
thing.
There's independent movement.
Yes. It's got all-wheel drive. The Germans are
I
known
really
to be the
like
ones
the
that
idea of gondoliering.
totally persevere.
Only if you're gonna
with
sing
that.
romantic Italian songs.
Sure.
I got nothing.
Gondoliering.
Okay, you're gondoliering. That's fine.
Angler cats.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gondoliering the Kubel boot.
It's too funny to
Oh
think
no, it
of.
is really good. It is really good.
Panzer tread through the onrushing.
Mi amore and lasagna.
See, he can sing for me.
Who still has a card?
I think we're.
No.
Or was that everybody?
That
That was
last one.
everybody.
Yeah, he's the one that screwed us all.
You're welcome. And now it's time for
Jordan, you
something
put it in no man's land. I got it.
Anyway, here's Wonderball.
Okay. As you make your way through the rapid, like you're doing your best to steer through the rapids, and you're looking over the side of the Panzer boot Kubel. We're just gonna keep throwing German words out. And
And Kraken.
there is definitely something in the water.
Oh my god.
Y'all,
Like you saw, like
I think there's a Kraken up under there.
It's probably
Is it-
just a goldfish.
So the boat's leaking. There's a crack in it.
Oh my god. That or it's a water squash?
Can I make
Y'all ever heard of water squash?
dad joke respect.
Can I make an occult roll to see like what kind of weird things could be in the water in the Hollow Earth?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, what's up? Finally making this roll. I mean,
Mermaids.
I am the goddess of, Atlantis, which is here. 5. Do I need more?
You look over the thing, and a gigantic eye stares
Fucking
up
Kraken.
at you, and you're like, "Yep, it's a Kraken."
Fucking Kraken.
It's a Kraken.
So, let's draw some more cards, shall we?
God. Can I stab it in the eye?
Can I pull a Jack Sparrow and be swallowed by it and kill it from the inside?
Maybe.
I mean,
Let's see how it goes.
Go for it. See what happens. Have
So
fun.
those are
Acidity of the
discards.
saliva. Sure.
That's mine.
Okay, this is gonna go poorly.
I think you should just try.
I think you should shut your
So-
southern
Oh,
mouth.
So
you
instead of
don't want that
my
card, Tony.
Did you see
Yes.
Maybe he
What card is it? Oh, I thought it was another one. I'm sorry.
So instead of my lovingly plotted
Yeti chase.
Yeti Donkey Kong encounter, we're doing a Kraken fight. All right.
See, I still seriously think that, like...
Can we call it a Kraken? Kraken fight? Kraken? Fighting a Kraken. Kraken.
I would like to punch the Kraken.
Oh dear.
Who among us has not punched the Kraken? On a load,
I have
cold,
definitely
lonely night.
thrown up the Kraken.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Girl, I've been
Yep.
there with you.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Aces, faces.
I have faces.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm also conserving ammo, so I'm going to help steer.
Oh my god.
You're gonna help steer? Okay.
Buzz, you're dead to me.
Is this a notice or?
Yeah. You're like, yep, it's Kraken.
Ooh,
I'm-
pop, pop!
Or he's like, if I don't see the Kraken, it doesn't
that
So-
exist.
pop?
The other one was a 5.
Oh.
So that means that you do get a +2, and that means that nobody else can give her more bonuses. 'Cause
Yeah.
+2 is the best. So,
Okay.
okay. So what was that on? Aces, faces.
A jack.
All right, 10s.
10. I'm gonna try to continue voting.
Okay.
Booting.
So your -2's gone.
So it's probably mad because you keep poking it with a stick.
So I guess theoretically that's a
Ow! Ow!
2.
It's a 2.
It's still a 2.
Can I
Oh.
throw
It shall
an arrow?
remain a 2.
All right.
Can I throw
You
an
and
arrow?
crunk. You the cool boot gets stuck on a rock outcropping, and it's not ice. It's made out of rock and crystal. So your gondolier pole is not shoving it. It's not getting it moved.
Y'all,
you're like,
I think we're stuck. It seized up or something. I didn't run into nothing.
10, 9.
Okay, so this is a beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make it
Ooh.
my friend.
Ooh! Kraken
All
buddy.
Can you tell them to stop poking me with a stick?
So you need to spend a number of points.
To equal to the size.
It is a size 9 beast.
Holy
Boom!
fuck.
Nuggets.
I'm down with that. We got this.
How many points do you have left?
4.
Wow.
Damn.
So, you gotta roll for it, yeah.
Fucking fail this. Did not, but well, I failed, but not awful fail.
Remember, you're rolling your mad science die and your d6, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Because it looked like you only had one.
They're mini dice.
Yes!
Pop, pop.
9.
Okay,
As in the number,
Yeah.
not no.
I figured that.
Feel that was pretty relevant.
9.
What are you doing trespassing in my domain?
Oh, ooh, all right. Evens or odds?
You're gold blooming. Be careful.
Well, no, I have an
Are you
idea.
talking about your personality or
Even or odd? Yes.
odd?
Good or bad?
Okay,
Good.
No, I mean like.
We're playing Mad Libs.
Okay.
all right, we're gonna need an occupation. We're gonna need.
Well, I just want to
A
run this
temperament.
by you guys so I don't get us killed because of what I say. No, wait, no, this is my friend. I don't have to be. I can
Yeah.
be kind of a dick, but still be friend.
Yeah.
Be like, I am Apollomia. I am the goddess of Atlantis. My apologies for trespassing on your domain, but we need to find a way to get these mortals home. We intend no harm or trespass.
Goddess of Atlantis, you say?
Yes.
I remember many wonderful meals from when you sank that continent for me.
Ooh.
Yes, it was quite the glorious destruction, wasn't it?
And as she's, I don't know, is it all psychic or do you make cracking noises? Like, how do you?
I'm just crouched with my head in my hands going, we're going to die. And I'm going to try to like
jump, and she's
You gotta hit it right there. Over there.
go to solve it.
Do you swim around this, or you like? I don't.
I would absolutely love to do that, actually.
Like, I like the idea that you like, pull yourself up at the side of the boat and you see it, and you're just like, nah. I'll find my own way home, thanks, guys.
Hard pass.
I do have a death wish.
Well, in that case, I'm going back.
Back in the boat. Oh, you are you seeking the Temple of the Abomination?
I am, dear friend. It has been a long time, and we have fallen through a crack of the mountain and have lost our bearings.
I can bring you to this place, but what can you give me in return?
Crack in the mountain?
I feel like our episode name, Cracking Up.
Cracking
Cracking
up.
up.
Cracking up.
Cracking through?
Oh,
No, Cracking Up.
Okay.
Because we've also been laughing
The
and...
entire goddamn time.
oh, god damn it. Okay.
Because otherwise I'm going to wind up messaging y'all next week and be like,
What is it again? Yeah. As you are of noble birth and bearing, I assume you have the wealth to honor me correctly.
Of course.
Normally you would.
I will take the ancillary, basically, crystals off of...
I got a couple of French francs.
Either that, or can I spend a penny for the saber-toothed tiger to fall through into the water? As a meal.
I feel like that's like mozzarella sticks for this thing. Like, it's not really a meal.
I got some French francs.
Yeah, I'll take like 2 to begin with.
Sploosh.
Tell you what, if you take off enough beads to lose one of your powers, that will be enough to appease the Kraken.
But if I lose one of my powers and I want to keep this beast friend, I'm gonna.
Oh, he'll still be friendly until it wears off. But by then you'll be through the gate. It'll be fine.
Dealing with this.
Rob,
Winter
you're so
splash.
believable. Also,
I'm genuine.
You know what?
For any
No,
podcast listeners,
I don't-
you've been missing Rob's little Kraken arms.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty adorable.
They've been floating around.
So Brad is like, they keep going off camera.
No, I
All
think
on camera.
Yeah.
All on camera.
I think, no, I'm probably delusional enough to think that my power comes from inside of me and not actually from the crystals. So I'm just going to
Are
take
you
them off.
Thor, God of Hammers?
Okay. Pass that to Sarah, please.
Yeah.
So, tell you what.
Tony, you get one for no reason.
If you take this Benny, you won't know what power you've lost until you try to use
Done!
it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I love it.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty good at this dungeon mastering thing.
And I just like not knowing.
I'm on 2 for the night. Ding, ding. Oh, these crackle with royal power and warmth.
I'm glad you enjoy them, dear friend.
Well, tell you and the other snacks to hang on because you are going to be rapidly ascending very, very quickly.
Hang on, dear friends. We're going to be led to the Hall of Abominations.
Is that what you've been screeching?
Yes, hold on.
What?
Hold on!
One Kraken tentacle...
Right, because we're in the Kubel wagon.
Kubel Botenwagen.
Pushes up through the ceiling, and the second one is more of a gentle lift as it elevates the Kraken through the tunnel that the other arm of the Kraken is digging and digging and digging.
So fucking cool.
I'm not doing this with the gondola stick, y'all. I didn't put jets on the bottom. I didn't roll that well.
It's okay. What's the Kraken's name? Oh, wait. No.
Clyde.
Kraken.
No, Misos, the god of war and death for Atlantis.
Okay. So that's his name is Misos?
Misos.
Okay.
Misos.
And the Kubel boot comes smashing up directly in front of the Temple of the Abomination.
Oh god, I'm so glad you didn't say this.
I thought you were gonna say squash.
I was like, fuck.
Winter squash.
Now, luckily for you guys, we don't have enough time for Squatch 2 Electric Squatchaloo. So.
Woo!
Though I am sad that you didn't get to have your epic duel with Ninefinger, but what are you gonna do?
Sorry. Wait,
no, I don't know.
That was your fault.
I was gonna say, yeah, he basically was like, "Here, sir, have my scene for me." So, and then I think there's a moment where again it's quiet, and then you kind of come like jogging up the steps, like, yeah, all right, that was. Oh man,
how's this going for you?
Great.
Good. Hope you're tired.
I shoot her. No, I'm kidding.
So you so at the temple of the abomination, you push open the gigantic doors that swing open on ancient hinges, and in the center of the room is an arc made out of a strange metal that shimmers like gold, but there's a hum in the air that kind of that you can feel in the sort of that baseline of your jawbone. The Queen of Atlantis recognizes it as orichalcum, and near the ark is a stone, a headless statue with knelt in prayer, pointing at the ark. What do you do?
I take the crystal skull out.
Hold up. I feel like we should look around first. Aliens.
That's fair.
Okay.
Is there anything that I can read that's written on there or anything like that?
Give me an academics roll.
Okay.
Can I do a
French
languages
fries,
oracle?
$2.99. Burgers.
I have good aim
Nice
tonight.
toss.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. Fuck. I got a 4.
Okay. What are you trying to find here?
Anything that would show how we're supposed to make this work. Or anything we're not supposed to do.
Well, you are definitely on the right track with the skull, but there is the feeling that you get is that to put it in terms that even these laymen can understand, that is simply picking up the phone. You are going to have to know the number that you're dialing to get somewhere.
Bill and Ted.
001 is Earth, right?
I don't know if you want to talk to the operators.
I look around for like traps and things with
Sure.
survival. You were gonna do something first.
Or actually, yeah, languages or weird science.
What are you seeking out here?
Me, I'm trying to see what. Are you telling us that we need
Yeah,
to
you
find
can,
basically how to dial
configure
it?
action deck.
Dorset?
Yes, we need to know how to tune it to. Yes, we need to know how to tune it to our world.
So we need tinfoil.
I'm gonna
No.
try to find that information.
Okay.
Does a 4 make it?
Yeah.
Does a double 4 make it good?
Why do you keep hitting doubles expecting something to happen?
I thought, well, a
It's
double
only
1
on
would
once.
mean it was a critical
No.
fail.
No.
Should I go for more?
On
Yeah, I'm
one
gonna go for more. I'm
wall
gonna go for more.
of the chamber.
I'm gonna go for more. I want to go for more, please.
Okay.
Gotta burn those bennies. Still 4.
Four is the best.
Okay.
So.
We got to re-roll.
Which you did.
Oh, and you got more 4s? You got like 18 4s? Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
It's 4
No.
all the way down.
On the one wall of the chamber,
Ooh.
you find this. It is each of those squares is approximately a foot in width, and there are the 2 sigils or sigils, depending on if you're nasty, on either side of it.
Can I look for traps?
Sure.
Survival?
Yeah.
Can I roll an occult to see what those symbols mean?
Pop.
Hold on. One roll at a time here.
Sorry.
13. It's a trap.
It's not a trap, but like you walk over to it, and maybe it's because of the fact that you were just in a mountain and then in a thing, but you can feel a heat radiating from these stones, which makes you think that if you dial a wrong number,
Blades.
something bad's gonna happen.
Y'all, it's hooked up some pyrotechnics. Just thought y'all should know.
Can I push a random number?
Oh, God.
What one do you want to push?
I don't know.
Would I have let him next to it after the fiasco with the initial temple that we were in? Because the answer is no.
I don't know. Do you think you could take this
Yeah,
Old
beefy,
man.
creaky,
That would be a fun
leaning?
fight.
yeah. Listen to your elders.
I got 5 on Dorset.
Pulps up fine.
Yeah.
So I think he's like, I'll just touch it, and you're like, no.
Come over here with me, Buzz. Let's look at this statue. And I start trying to tour guide you. What time period do you think?
What are you
this
doing,
is from?
Johnny?
Um,
Or are you like in the temple? Did you hang out by the door? What are you doing?
I think I'm definitely keeping a watch outside the door. Like I'm making sure that there's nothing. They're not fucking anything up in there. But I'm also making sure that.
Well, she stopped Buzz from just randomly touching one of the panels. So
Right.
that's-
So when she did that, I'm like, good. And I turned back to the look outside.
and that's when you see something moving through the treetops.
Oh.
I just kind of look over my shoulder and go, "We might have company."
Winter Yeti. Winter Squash. Whatever.
No.
it is. No.
No.
Give me a notice check.
We summoned Cthulhu!
That would suck.
I'm gonna bring Buzz over to him when he mentions something so we can look.
I got 4 pops.
No, is that a D4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's one
One
of
of
your
these
weird
fancy D4s.
I got
Canadian
6.
D4s. Okay. No, it's not a squatch. It's big, and
Man.
it's mechanical,
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes!
and
Smash a Mothman?
German, I'm
it
sure.
has a iron cross
Oh, god
painted
damn it.
on the head
Nazi.
Not
of
Man.
the Uberpanzer
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
as it makes its way toward the temple in one final desperate attempt to stop your escape. And that's where we'll end this act of our tale, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for the final act of Escape from the Hollow Earth. Good luck, everyone.
Fucking nuts.
Don't even be a llama.
And welcome back to our final act of Escape from the Hollow Earth. Are we okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Well, you made a face. I'm like,
It was me thinking, I wonder why it didn't work the first time. I don't know. I was having internal monologue.
Phone
Sorry.
technologies.
Action.
so when we last left our heroes, they had discovered yet another puzzle to solve to escape from the Hollow Earth. But this time, there is a bit of a literal ticking clock going on as a massive crystal-powered, mechanized, humanoid Nazi tank is making its way towards the heroes. And basically imagine instead of the head, it is a turret of a tank with the long barrel. And this time, and before anyone plays that card, it hits the top of the temple, and rocks fall. Not everyone dies, but everybody does some Star Trek shaking. Really, Sarah? You're like the
She's
biggest.
going for Kirk.
You're like the. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I withdraw my really. So here's how this segment is going to work. I am going to set a timer in real time.
Oh God.
Every 10 minutes, the Uberpanzer will fire.
10 minutes more.
Another ship, another catastrophe.
And
To the
y'all will have to deal with the fallout from that.
Before you start the timer, can we assume that I still have my gondola stick?
What are you going to do with your gondola
Push
stick?
buttons from 8 feet away?
Okay, I'm sure that will definitely not trigger the traps.
I mean, it might, but it'll trigger it on a trigger. Wow.
Trigger the gun.
It'll trigger it on a gondola stick instead of my arm.
Okay.
Giant crystal-powered tank translates into Riesen Kristall Panzer. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Google. Because that sounds like the kind of thing. Fire the Riesen Kristallpanzer!
Oh, fuck.
Legit.
You gotta make it the Riesen Crystal Panzermensch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Tank man.
Uber reason crystal Panzermensch.
Super crystal. Fuck.
Yep.
Yep.
Fuck
That sounds
Nazis.
good. That sounds good.
All right.
Don't fuck Nazis.
Yeah, don't. Like, if you're going to do something bad to them.
Or do it before you know that they're a Nazi, like Indiana Jones did.
We'll be
Oh my god.
all right.
Sorry. For getting
Anyhow,
us into that.
moving right along.
Yes.
Sorry for the rant.
Punch them.
You guys.
Are we drawing order?
Did
No.
you already start the
Okay,
timer?
fuck.
He already started the timer!
I would like to do an occult roll to see if I can recognize the symbols and try to figure out which button to push.
And then tell me which one to push with my gondola stick. from way over
I got
here.
a 7.
Okay. You make your way up to the wall, and the crystal in your tiara starts to glow.
Okay.
And as you look at the different stones,
Yeah.
you see sigils embedded in each of them.
Okay.
Oh man. Rob, the timer is running. Let's go.
Whoops.
Oops, I fell over. I fell over again.
Down, down, up, up, left, right, left,
B-A,
right,
B-A.
B-A. What?
Should we?
Wait, is this just the common cheat code? Up, down, left, right, left, right?
I'm assuming we need to find a way. Okay.
Wait.
I'm assuming we need to find a way to get from point A to point B by following the arrows over to the other arrows. So, like, for example, if we did this one, we'd have to go that way. This one, we'd have to go that way. This one, we'd have to go that way. But this one puts us in a loop. So then we went the wrong way, clearly.
Could these be sunrise, sunset, east and west?
What?
Those are suns. Could this be like a sunrise and a sunset? This is like the east side of the room, the west side.
One is under Earth.
Yeah, one is
One
the
is
hollow
Earth.
Earth. One is the Earth.
So the one with the...
So we are currently in.
Can I
Hollow,
roll
and we need to get
anything to
to
see if we can get any other hints on this?
Sure. You want to give me an academics roll?
Yep, sure do. Want to do
It's
that.
arrows. We gotta follow the arrows.
Can I do one?
6.
Hold on. What do you want to know?
I would like to know.
I'd like the solution of the puzzle, please.
One solution.
I wish
Any
them all
general
wishes.
hint that you might be able to give about, is it like a map that we have to go through? Do we have to switch things around?
You have to push the stones in a specific order.
Fuck. I thought that
Yeah,
was going to
follow
be
the arrows.
more helpful. So nothing slides. You just push
No,
them.
you push it. You also can only push each stone once.
I tell you all that.
Okay. So if we were to like hit that one and it would go to this one, then this one would send us way the fuck past it to this one, which would send us up to that
in theory.
one, and then over. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So instead of getting stuck in a continuous loop, it just sends us to the next one past.
Do I know the starting point? Or was that all I was able to learn?
That was all your.
Well, we have
that's
one
all
that
yours.
ain't got nothing on it.
Can I get a starting point?
What are you using?
Occult? Or
Um,
academics? I can do that too.
She takes her little duster and
Well, like,
dusts the buttons.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an occult roll.
No.
Okay.
When that gets close to 10, please tell me so I can do my thing that I need to do.
I'm gonna try to make that. Or does a 4 make it?
No, you need a 5.
Okay.
Every successive hint roll is going to go up 1 in difficulty.
9.
Okay. The sigils on the side are basically off and on. And so you probably think you need to start in this row somewhere.
Okay, so the row that is... Okay.
Should we try the one next to the symbol? With a gondola stick?
You gotta try it.
We gotta start somewhere.
Let's do it.
So which one are you pushing? I'm going to assume that.
With a gondola stick.
Okay. And you feel power start to thrum through the arc of the gate.
Does anything happen with my crown?
No.
Do any of the other symbols light up?
No.
It doesn't flame anything?
No.
Let's
So
hit
that
one.
arrow points us to this
Yep.
one.
Agreed.
That arrow points us to this one. Which points us to this one.
You loving this, podcasters?
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
You died.
And you don't have a gondola stick anymore.
Oh, good.
So,
Basically, the ones
I'm
that
gonna just scribble so we know not
the
that one.
the ones that were lit up let out a flash of energy, and it hits you, or it hits the stick, and you feel it goes into dust.
Thanos. Can we find something else to push it with?
what's this time we're at?
You don't. You'll know.
Okay.
All right, let's go through then.
You don't know how long it takes for them to line up a shot.
Does anybody
fair.
have anything else on them? I'm not using my
Let's
wrench.
try the... We'll have to...
Push the buttons that we already pushed again,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you're
Yeah.
going to do that.
and then
And-
go one past.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else
But
to push
why
it with?
go one pass?
Well, because it's still pointing that particular direction.
So far, we've been following the arrows.
Do we have anything? Can we find anything in here to
Can
use?
we break the arm off the statue?
No, let's not break anything off of anything in case that's part of the conductor to run.
You could probably break
Portal?
something off of the Kubel boot.
Aha! Kubel Butenwagen tankin.
Thing.
Sponsor, whatever. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I break the.
The Kubel boot now has 1 wound.
Okay.
Once it has 3 wounds, it is out of stuff to break off.
Okay. So we push all the buttons we pushed it before, and then we want to push this one?
Yes.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Also bad.
And give me a agility roll
Oh boy.
this time.
Fuck nuggets.
Oh boy. This one is a lot harder than the last one we did.
Pop. 10.
Okay, you are able to drop the
Kubel Butenwagen's
the
headrest.
right the whatever piece of like the fender, and because you basically see the energy trail up it, and you're like, well, no, and it disappears in a flash.
Wait. So we go. Yeah.
Maybe it's the farthest one.
Yeah. Why is one blank?
That's the one we're trying to get to?
I don't think we start at the very first button. Because I know we can start at any one in that row. I don't think that would have been pointed out to us if...
Middle top, maybe? Because it's still in the general direction. Granted, it's pointing a diagonal, but it is still to the left. I don't even know what's
Ethan
going
is
on with my life.
absolute for the podcast listeners. Ethan is absolutely mind bulleting this right now. Like everyone is looking at it, but
So following that rules, when you start at the top row, it's going to hit that same center second row.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we have to go the completely opposite direction. That
You might not have to hit them all right next to each other if we can skip buttons.
Yeah, maybe you just have to hit...
Not today! They critically fail an attack.
okay. This isn't really an attack, though.
Please?
All right.
I figured since they're firing something.
Without them Nazis.
And we cut to the tank where
You forgot
Scheiße.
to load in the cannon.
no
Projectile. I don't know.
the cannonball.
Oberst, what do we name him?
Zer.
Oberst Zer
Oberst there.
is screaming at his tank crew because the shot went like super high. And he turns and also is to the rest of the crew, and he says, once we approach the mountain, we will assault and make sure that they do not escape with our skull.
Question
Meanwhile-
for y'all. Can we just drive the Kuppelwagen into the wall?
It's not going to help activate the
Go
gate,
for
though.
it.
No.
Are there any symbols on the arch?
You might deactivate
No.
everything.
Well, there are. Yeah, there are. Do you want to decode them?
Yeah, I would like to. Yes.
Sure.
Did you say first row or
He pointed
top
to the
row?
entire
Okay.
top row.
7.
Oh, interesting. Coordinates, which you think that this gate will empty out into Central Park,
Okay.
New York City.
Does that help us get the?
I'm wishing on a star.
Does it help us with the how do the coordinates?
That's just where this gate goes to.
Okay, the gate goes to Central Park in New York, so we know that at least. And that doesn't. There's nothing even. Okay.
No. Sorry.
It's okay.
Night Fever.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you.
Sung by the trolls.
You didn't watch
I
all
think
of it.
she has put us in a matchbox in her pocket.
No. Yeah. My daughter didn't. She Trolls was like a like. Like she didn't.
We're talking about the 10th Kingdom.
Oh, sorry.
I know you scrubbed it from your mind as soon as you did the brief try.
Right. We're running out of time. We'll talk about 10 Kingdom later, and Rob's
No. Let's talk about it right now. I'm really happy to talk about this.
The second row.
I mean, Lou was
All
really
the way
more
to
into
your
the
left.
TV show of the Trolls.
Second row?
Yeah, second way all the way to your left, Rob.
What about that one?
Let's press it.
Before
So
anything else,
this one to start
No.
with.
the other one,
The other side.
Should I do this
Oh.
time in purple?
This one to start with.
Yes.
Why?
Well, no, I'm saying like we press the ones we pressed before.
Oh, so beep boop boop boop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well-
that makes
No, because we
sense.
hit it was diagonal up,
Okay.
diagonal.
We could probably do anyone that has an arrow that comes from the outside. So, like, this
So-
one has an arrow that comes from the outside. That one has an arrow that comes from the outside.
They all come from
This
the
one
outside.
does not, because it's angly. That one does. Angly doesn't.
Rob said it
said
starts in
anything
the top row.
Yeah, it has to stop and start in the top row.
So,
Why don't we work backwards for a half a clock tick?
I tried it, they'll lead off the... You can try again, though. We follow backwards, not repeating.
I'm much happier about this puzzle.
I thought I was doing so good.
So,
Maybe you were. You didn't. You've only gotten zapped twice.
so
I mean, that's pretty good for.
Wait, let's press. Are the symbols on the outside of it able to be pressed off?
No.
Okay.
if we need an arrow to point to here, we have to get to here. Because then the only other arrow that points there is the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we
get
work
there.
backwards. So
We need to
here.
get here. Here we need to get here. Get there. We need to get like here or here.
Let's
Get
go with here, since there's nothing going down right there.
Can I like yell take cover?
You can.
Take cover!
Here.
I jump under the Kupelwagen tankin boatin.
Can I?
Doom. Far away explosion.
Okay.
My God.
I get out from under the Kupel.
So we were here. And then we have been here.
I don't like puzzles.
And how do we get here? How do we get here? How do we get here? How do we get here?
Ethan, puzzle's a puzzle.
Are there any like
This is
statues
how I
around?
play video games.
Are there any statues around that I can roll to like see if there's any hints anywhere?
I do get handed the controller a lot.
So give me an occult roll difficulty
Can I look up a playthrough of it?
7. No, you cannot. Sadly, GameFAQs has
Google
not been invented
Dragon
yet.
Age weird stupid puzzle thing. And then
How to get through the phase.
I don't suppose I could use common knowledge to narrow down which button on that top row, huh?
No.
gambling. Can I take a gamble and just start pushing buttons?
Oh dear Lord.
And if I roll really well, it works. I'm real good at gambling, y'all.
Oh.
I haven't used it once.
If you want to roll it and you hit a 7,
Oh, I just need a 7?
Well, that's the craps number.
As soon as I see the look on Marv's face, I leave.
Ha! 9!
all right.
Can I at least find the next button?
So,
So I do the pattern, and then I'm like,
you close your eyes, push the button, and you hit
oh my god, it worked!
that one.
How did... So you can jump them.
It worked!
We were on
Wait,
the
it
right
worked! It has to go diagonal to straight. Because it goes diagonal straight,
The first
diagonal
one's
straight.
Jump
That first one we
here.
jumped is straight.
Mm-hmm.
So then we would have to go here.
We just have to pick which one makes sense.
And then this is straight. But we don't have a diagonal in this direction.
No, it's not that one.
I fucking hate puzzles.
It could just be trial and error.
Didn't we say we needed to get to this one?
We need to get to this one in theory.
Does my crystal help with anything? Can I just
1,
like
2,
lose?
3,
Can I use my
4.
laser
So
beam
that's the next one.
To do
That's
what?
the next one.
to
And then
laser the fuck out of
then
it?
here?
And just
Here.
I don't know.
here.
Or like put it my
Here.
Put the crystal
Here is
to
where
it,
that
like
points.
Well, that's what lit up
Then
the.
here. Here.
or in the first
Here.
place.
There.
Okay, so there's not going to be any connection
Ah,
between.
Okay, that might be it. Let's try
I
that.
rip another piece off the Koopel wagon boat and the hammer.
Okay.
And we push this one.
Go ahead and give me an agility check.
Oh, fuck. Maybe we just need to go up 1.
5.
All right, that Kugelwagen piece gets zapped, but you do not.
Jack that one up.
Maybe we just need to go here and then we can jump straight down.
Oh.
We could
Keep
actually
it simple, stupid.
use the dinosaurs to conquer the Nazis and take over the entire entirety of Hollow Earth.
pull
And I
another
could be
piece off
the
the
Atlantean
Koopel wagon.
It's
goddess.
the last one.
I push this button.
Atlantean goddess that I'm meant to be.
I would go a little above it.
We could have bananas.
Go ahead and give me an agility check.
God damn it.
So we did 2 without skipping, and then 2 with skipping 2.
Oh, that's gonna hit.
No, it's not.
All right.
5.
Okay, that doesn't hit.
Cool. We're out of Koopel wagon pieces, y'all.
Or at least ones that you can actually,
Push buttons with.
Yeah.
Let's start using shoes.
Can
I take
I
cover.
Take
pretend
cover!
this is a 90 shooting game and shoot the bullet out of out of the sky?
What, the shell you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
All right, Mario.
So this is not Wolfenstein.
Just jump on it in time.
Yeah.
All
Rocket
right, well,
jump.
we really only got one other option from there,
Mhm.
which is that one. Who wants to push it?
Single, single, double, double.
Toilet trouble.
But
I push it.
Marv! I believe in you.
And it locks in.
okay, so single, single, double.
Terrible.
Where the fuck do we go from there?
Kaboom! Everybody give me a,
Agility.
yeah.
4.
Five?
6.
Did you pop it? Oh, you have it. Never mind.
Yeah.
5.
6. Oh, you have a -1.
22.
All right.
Fuck! Do you leave existence briefly?
Bits and pieces of the temple rain down, but no one is harmed.
Do we know... how do I put this? It's the order we're pressing into that matters, right? Not the individual ones. So ones that might have blown up before might be fine now.
No idea.
Yeah, well, you can tell that like these
Mhm.
are still pushable.
Okay.
Like now, because you are along the chain here.
Because I'm wondering if something like single, single, double, double, single, single, double, double.
What?
Because we went 1, 2, dump, jump. So we didn't jump anything, we didn't jump anything, and when we jumped 2, we jumped 2.
So then go.
I'd ask if the chatters have anything to say, but I'm afraid that they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we googled
Well,
this,
once
and
you
here's
get
how to
here-
It doesn't
solve
work,
it."
it
Once
doesn't
you
work by
get
the
here.
end.
It doesn't get.
There.
Well, I'm out of bennies, so someone else will start pushing some buttons.
And you're out of Kubel boot,
We're
too.
also out of Kubel Butenwagen, Botenhammerschlagen.
Do you have any telepathic powers with that thing?
I have my
Oh, now you believe she has telepathic powers.
Can I use my bolt to press in the next one?
To what extent?
To push it without getting zapped?
Okay, you can use, yeah, if you want to spend PowerPoints to do that, you can certainly do that.
Yeah, I will do
This
that.
is about expediency, not science.
So
We're gonna talk about
You
this
don't,
later.
have to, you don't have to roll.
Oh,
Which
okay.
one are you which one are you blasting?
Good question. It's gonna be the middle center?
There?
The middle center. What the fuck am I talking about?
Center, yeah.
The
Top
center
center.
of that first row.
Right here.
So that one is the one you're blasting?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Guess that was a single jump.
No, it technically was double.
It was a single jump, not a double jump.
It just jumped one.
So then the middle, the very middle one is the next one.
Here?
Yes.
You pushing it?
Yes.
So you're spending another bolt?
No.
You're just straight up pushing?
Yes.
Okay.
Make an agility roll.
No.
Well, you're touching it directly.
Yeah, you're touching it directly. So what is your toughness?
4.
So that's not the right one. Clearly.
Can you use a different color to mark the ones we've done? Because we still might need those later, depending.
What is your toughness?
4.
Okay. You are...
I think they stick in the ones we
You take a wound
That's
from
what I'm
that.
saying, but
Yeah.
As Regina goes flying
No,
back
no.
as
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire thing flares up.
I fucking hate
Take cover.
Fuck. Do we think it might be this one?
I think it might be this one.
why?
Because here goes to here.
Which is what we need.
Which is
So
what we need to go to here, to here, to here.
Go for it.
I'm not touching shit.
There's some... the hit level is 8 right now, I believe. Like, if you want a hint, you have to hit an 8 with whatever skill.
I
you
will
use.
fucking do that.
Okay.
I will do it. Can I can't use research on this, can I?
No, this is academics.
Yeah. That's fair. 7.
8 is what we're looking for. 8.
I missed it finally.
can I keep it?
No.
What is wrong with you?
It bounced
No.
in front of me. I'm fixing to gamble again.
You know, let's just, instead of wasting a clue, let's just go ahead and... Fuck, I'll get up and hit the one that we're pointing at.
You sure you don't want me to just gamble on it?
No, let's just do it.
This one, please.
Are you're just pushing that one?
I'm just gonna push it.
This one? This one right there. That's the one you're pushing.
Can I get a Benny for how cautious I'm being?
Oh, we were... Okay, alright.
So it's good?
Yeah. So then I think it's the one right next to it.
I'll do it.
Make sure I'm doing the right order here.
Yeah,
God.
like...
Chagunk.
Okay, and then I'll do the one...
That we recommend after that.
Below
right
it?
next. Right below it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want us to turn it around for you, Rob?
I got it.
Okay.
Chagunk.
And then the one at the very end.
Who's pushing it?
I am.
What's your toughness?
4.
Oh no, it was the one right next to it. Fuck. Damn it.
You're going to take a wound.
Buzz, it's your turn.
So we think this one?
Yes.
I'll fucking push it. I pushed it.
What was the next one you pushed?
This one.
What's your toughness?
5.
Oh, that one does point to it.
Go ahead and take a wound.
I'll press the last one in that row.
If you take another wound, you're dead, right?
Yeah, you're down.
Yeah.
I'll be because you can take up to 3
Make
and then
Buzz
it's
do
incapacitated.
it.
I love how
Right, but that's
I love how your character is like,
I pressed
right,
it.
okay.
yes. So this one,
You
Yeah.
get your rival to push it, and then you're like, oh, ooh, that, yeah.
Oh, I meant the other one.
Jagunk.
My bad.
Okay. And then it's for sure the middle one in the first column.
Push it.
No.
Push it.
I need those Betties.
Push it. It's your turn. We've all Push it, taken a Jordan. wound. Push it.
Buzz has not done shit.
Neither of you. Push the damn button, bitch.
Holy shit.
I take Dorset's hand and push the button.
Oh man.
Of Dorset.
So this one,
With Dorset's hand.
what is your toughness?
Fuck. It's a 5.
Go ahead and take a wound.
Buzz, you're up, kid. Buzz, push button.
Do you want to maybe put a marker on what the end one is?
This.
What do you?
Oh! I double popped my fucking gambling. That is a 9 and a 7.
Okay. So that means that the hint level or the hint difficulty is now at 9, but you hit the right one after. So it's after this one.
Yes.
And it is sorry. That one.
The only other choice.
Jordan.
That was the last one that we got right. I'm not a perfect person. There's only because these stay depressed when we push them in, right?
Mhm.
That means the next one up is the only one available to push.
Correct. Go ahead, Joan.
Buzz, Buzz, my dear pal. How about you just press that button? You were so eager to press buttons before.
You can push the button.
I'm just trying.
I'm just clutching my.
I'm trying to plan out where we're at.
Sorry. We are running out of time. Push the button.
No, we got time.
Tony, how about you press the button?
Ethan.
Because I'm keeping watch.
You
I
do
love
have a
you.
death wish.
I don't see any
I know.
way to make it there.
My death wish is
But
standing in front of the
we're
gigantic
still hitting it
panzer.
I'm just gonna
correctly.
catch a shell.
Huh! Got it! Set it down. We'll use that later. For
I push
kindling.
this button.
Ka-chunk.
Okay.
Obviously, it has to go here. I push that button.
Ka-chunk.
And then it has to go that in there. Maybe we have to hit every single button here.
That's what it's looking like. So we got to go up to this one.
Yeah.
I push this button.
Ka-chunk.
I push this button.
Ka-chunk.
Thank fucking God.
I push
The
that
next one.
button.
The middle one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, take cover!
Oh, I was like, what? I was like, that shouldn't be wrong.
Everybody, give me an agility roll.
Oh my god! I was really scared for a second round.
Pop, pop, 7.
7.
Ooh, that pops.
13.
Sorry.
Thank you. 13.
Oh, fucking thank God. Ooh, 12 plus 3.
All right.
And you really
15.
dodged.
15. I was still upset.
So
that my
where were
hand
you
got
guys? Do you remember?
Center
Yes.
button.
After what was the last one? You...
Or are we moving that dice, or are we not doing
Yeah.
that?
So that was the last one.
Mhm.
To that one. Ka-chunk.
Obviously, it has to go up to this button because we
Yes.
ain't pushed it yet.
Mhm. Yes.
Ka-chunk.
All the way
Obviously,
across?
it's this button because we ain't pushed it yet.
Mhm.
Because we ain't pushed it yet.
Ka-chunk.
All the way across.
This was
Are
a
you pushing
very
it?
stressful puzzle.
Ka-chunk.
I'm out of
We're
pencil
almost
marks
there.
in most places.
Yeah.
Well, it could be 2 now.
Here or here?
This
I
one
think-
leads straight to it.
Well,
Wait.
if we go-
Well, you're here.
This one leads straight to that one. That one leads to this one. This one leads to that one. That one leads to that one. That one goes down. So,
Well,
here.
I had the end path right.
I would just like you all to know.
This one here.
Ka-chunk.
This one here.
Ka-chunk.
That one here.
Ka-chunk.
This one.
Ka-chunk.
That one.
Ka-chunk.
And this one.
Thanks for pushing a button.
I wasn't allowed to push buttons.
Oh! Oh!
I mean,
A shimmering
fair.
energy field
You're
rains
correct.
down
It's so stressful.
from the arc.
Keep your eyes shut.
And yeah, and you have solved my stress puzzle.
Thanks for timing it like an evil person, Rob.
What? You guys made all your
No.
agility rolls. I don't know.
But seriously, thank you for putting 10-minute increments in between, because if it was like 2 or like
Dead.
something like
No,
that,
no,
we would have
no.
been like, you thought we were a lot smarter than we are, Rob.
No.
You feel better about the puzzle now that it makes sense.
I thought about fives. I was like that.
Yeah. No.
Like I specifically. So we'll talk about this in the codex.
Yeah.
So the you're is like you feel the heat and energy behind you as they power up the gate, and you see the tank rotate its head, and it's you're for certain that it's going to put one right in like through the door into the room. When from out of the misty jungles, a feathered serpent
Yes!
Don't look at it.
streaks out
Roll snake.
Basilisk.
with
snake.
being ridden by a familiar face. Amy! As the snake lets out a shriek of a high-pitched shriek that corresponds with a blast not unto similar to the energy that emits from Queen Regina's crown, but larger. It smashes into the side of the giant walking German tank, and the tank wobbles a little bit, and the serpent and Amy whiz and fly around it, and in your crown you hear Amy's voice saying, "Go."
I can't leave you here, Amy.
I don't think I can go back. I'm here, and I will rule in your stead at Smoking Mirror's side.
But they're all gonna think I'm crazy. Still.
I know you're not crazy. And that's what matters, Your Majesty.
Not for the orderlies.
I'll see you soon.
And one by one, our heroes jump into the energy gate and are all disintegrated. And thanks for coming out to...
No, we find a boombox playing Night Fever on the other side in Central Park.
In
Not in 1938.
1930s.
We don't know how long we've been down here.
Oh.
Don't
Clearly
do
it's
that to me.
2002.
Don't do that to me.
No,
I don't think Dr. Joan Dorsett could survive that.
And the heroes escape the strange and unusual world of, well, not the Hollow Earth, but somewhere where the relics of infinity exist. All right.
Let's go on the thing.
That is the end of our Savage Worlds Adventure Edition adventures. We'll be back with our final codex, so we can talk about all the stuff that we were going to talk about before we decided to wrap that up, where you'll get to see or hear my players pelt me with dice for throwing a puzzle at them. We'll be back in just a few moments, so make sure to come back. And we also will have announcements of our season next year, including our next live Twitch broadcast. So come back. You know you want the scoop on what we're going to be playing next year.
Get that 2020 vision of what we've got in store for you.
Oh, you've been holding on to that all night.
Jordan.
You're welcome. I'm here all night.
Hope you should wave my snot.
And we are back for the final codex of our run through Escape from the Hollow Earth using Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. They are so proud of killing that puzzle.
I hate puzzles.
It was good.
You didn't help at all.
I wasn't allowed to touch.
Puzzle man.
I hope you can hear this.
Because you're just gonna push shit.
Sorry, that didn't really hurt, did it?
It kind of worked twice.
Well, yeah, but that was
So,
after we started.
It's interesting, though, because puzzles are an interesting element that I think a lot of people expect in RPGs because Dungeons and Dragons has had them since time immemorial, and some of that has spun out from some of its puzzles and riddles and things like that, and they can be very difficult to implement properly because you don't know, because you're challenging the player more than the character, and different people have different tolerances for these types of things. So when I do include puzzles in an adventure, that's why it's important to have those hint valves, because you guys still solved it. You got a couple of hints. That's okay. Like we're not, you're not 100%ing our game session here, and it also rewards characters who have high intellects and high intelligences, because they get to be the ones to roll for the hints, which is important, because sometimes it can be very, like, those characters can kind of fall by the wayside unless you design story elements for them directly, as opposed to, oh, everybody knows how to fight. Like, well, truth be told, most of the characters in this adventure were big fucking nerds. And we had one fighty guy, one good shooty guy, and that was about it. So it was important.
Kind of hit shit.
You can kind of hit stuff with a wrench.
I could be mean to people.
You can be really mean to people.
Laser.
I've run Savage Worlds many times in my career as a GM, and I feel like this edition is my favorite of it. I think that it really has come into its own. I think it really strikes a balance between its sort of humble beginnings as a miniatures rule set and is now a fully formed RPG rule set on its own. Sometimes with earlier editions, there was definitely still a feeling of like, yes, these are minis rules, and yeah, we threw some stuff on there for role playing too. But I think that this is my favorite implementation of these rules, and I look forward to doing stuff with them, like doing stuff with them in the future, whether it's on our show or with friends and family. Like, I'm very excited to see what they're going to be doing with Deadlands with it, because Deadlands is one of my favorite RPGs. I don't know. Anyone have any other thoughts about? Yeah.
I love Savage Worlds because it uses all parts of the gaming buffalo. Like, how often do you really use a D12? Like, let's be honest as nerds and like ask ourselves that question. I really like the system.
I also think that the box set does a lot of stuff because it has all the cards, it has everything written down, and has everything there. Even with wounds, it's nice to be able to have physical things to be like, yes, you have a wound. Like, I'm definitely into games having those tactile elements, because I think it's a lot easier to track them and keep them in mind instead of writing things down on a character sheet and then being like, oh shit, I forgot I was hurt. And this goes all the way back to when I ran Vampire. I went out and bought a bunch of those little glass beads for
those were great, by the way,
blood points, and it was always very satisfying to much like listening to that metallic clink of the bennies being hit, to hear the drip of blood points in the goblet that I had. It was always a nice, like, yes, I hurt you.
It was
okay,
great, guys.
it was great.
Seriously.
So thank you to Pinnacle Entertainment Group for sending out some copies for us to use. They will gladly be part of our collection of Conquered games. In case you have noticed, for those of you who may be listening to us on podcast, we leveled up the studio a little bit. We have a neat rack behind us that sort of displays all of the games that we've played. Now, we've played a bunch of games, but at this time, let's talk about the games we're going to play. So last week we talked about the one-shots we currently have scheduled. Now, all of these are, in theory, subject to change, because it's a big, long year, and you never know when something is going to change.
$1 million.
Yeah, like if Wendy's calls us and tells us they want us to give us $1 million, we will absolutely consider that offer.
I would prefer Taco Bell.
Ooh.
Taco Bell, hit us up.
Fair
What's
enough.
up, T-Bell?
Thanks for the diarrhea.
Give me that crunch wrap.
Hey, yo. Oh, no, dude.
No.
Dude, quesarito all the way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Get that
Oh,
spicy
fuck, can we
soft
get
potato
Taco Bell?
taco.
You can do everything
I
vegetarian.
really
love it.
I know they're just taquitos, but I really love their grilled chicken tacos. Like
grilled chicken?
They're.
Yeah.
I know they try to fancy them up, and I'm like, sure, okay, whatever.
I
Anyway,
missed the naked chicken taco. It was good. It was short-lived.
was that the one with the where Yo Dog, you wrap the taco
Yeah.
in the?
Dude, that was terrible.
It was delicious.
Yeah, I'm actually with Ethan on this one. I did like
Yeah.
the taco respect. See,
Tony, you want some beans?
instead of the pre-recorded ads that we just ramble on about, yes, Taco Bell's great. So last week we talked about 4 of the one-shots that we have currently scheduled that we're going to be doing. So our structure for next year is we're going to alternate between longer 5-episode series and one-shots to kind of break things up. In addition to that, we're looking to do some live shows. And those will be Patreon exclusive throughout 2020. We did that this year with our live shows, and as part of our Merry Sithmas program, where we are throwing a bunch of content at you in the next couple of weeks, because we're going to be throwing the 2 shows that we did with Star Wars Saga Edition out to the public. Though I think those are going to be one piece.
Yeah, it'll
right?
be one piece each.
Yeah. So.
I was looking at the calendar. I think we'll release one on Christmas and one on New Year's.
Yeah,
or maybe Christmas
perfect.
Eve, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So listen to that last one much more quietly, because you'll be hungover. Actually, no. If it's New Year's Eve, you won't be hungover yet. So while you're pre-gaming, listen to the Star Wars
Let's do
Adventure.
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. That way, if people are road tripping, they've got
Right.
Yeah.
content.
Yeah. Nothing says let's party like listening to an actual play RPG.
Let's party to me.
Oh, yeah. Is that not what you do on the way down to
not a
visit
thing.
family?
Because that's what we do.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to make my family listen to y'all on Christmas Eve.
So, we've got
try
the episodes of this coming up. We've got those episodes coming up. We've got 4 one-shots planned. I really should write this stuff down before I start rambling about it. The live shows we'll be doing next year, we're going to be playing the classic West End Games Ghostbusters RPG.
Did I not know that?
This is what I was talking about, Sarah.
Fudge. I forget
This
things.
is like the 4th time.
I know. So bad at this.
But it's like a pleasant surprise each time.
Right, it's
There you go.
It's
great.
like
I'm like,
rereading your favorite book for the first
It's
Plastic Castle. Ooh, I'm Plastic Castle.
It's a classic RPG. It was the basis for the even more classic Star Wars D6 RPG, but I picked it for a variety of reasons. It seems fairly topical with the new movie coming out, but it also really hits two of our strong suits, which are comedy and spooky. I'm really looking forward to see what characters people come up with. Where each of these tales is going to be about the Milwaukee franchise of Ghostbusters circa 1988. So we're gonna throw a little retro feel into that there.
No, I gotta start pulling together some costumes.
I was almost alive then.
You're almost alive.
Oh, I was 6.
We may be modifying a couple of the rules based on a couple of fan shows that I've listened to that have some good things. Like I want to do some stuff with like kind of the franchise element and like, okay, how do we make money and things like that, but like not super deep. Like, okay, we're gonna track for $10. I think we also will have the optional weird rules. So if anybody wants to play a psychic or something like that,
I volunteer as tribute.
I figured you're gonna you're gonna flip your crown over.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it as a necklace.
But the Ghostbusters Romance also lets us slot in guest stars very easily, because I know for our convention shows it can be more difficult for everybody to come together. So that way, if we need people to jump in, we can definitely jump people in. Our one-shots in studio are going to be Bulldogs, Worldwide Wrestling, City of Mist, and Zweihander. Each of these games I think is going to be great. I think City of Mist is going to be a lot of fun because everybody here loves mythology, and playing with that mythology is going to be
too many ideas for that.
Too many ideas.
Which slot are we slotting that into?
I'm not making any decisions until
I need time, Rob. I need
tomorrow. Well, you'll have at least 3 months. Okay. So I do I've been watching Reprisal.
I just need to watch all the way back through Xena.
And I feel like that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for, with that sort of Quentin Tarantino-y sort of, but also you're also Xena. City of Mist is a game where you play characters who have been touched by mythology, and you're kind of balancing your mythical side and your normal side. So I'm really excited to see the kind of characters that our crew comes up with, because everybody loves mythology. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun to... What?
Mythology from all cultures? Any cultures?
Yeah.
All? Okay.
Easter Bunny.
In theory...
It's possible.
The American gods.
Santa.
The book, the book really kind of extends it out even into like things like Sherlock Holmes, or like like Paul Bunyan, or things like that.
Whoa! I call Babe the Blue Axe.
But I think it'll be more fun if we do like, I don't want anybody to do like, oh, I'm the spirit of Harry Potter. Like, that's always kind of weird. That's City of Mist. Then Bulldogs is a favorite of Brad, Sarah, and mine. It's a Fate game. That's a Archer in space before Archer actually went to space, where we're going to be playing a crew of down on their luck space truckers, and playing it for laughs and violence. It'll be fun.
Sorry, I do call dibs on Murder Bear.
It's also I think it'll be fun because it's our first foray into Fate, and that's a system that I'm known for working on. So I'm really excited to bring that to table.
Like Camelot Trigger.
Then thanks for the ad.
You're welcome.
Then Worldwide Wrestling is a game that I think it's one of my favorite implementations of Powered by the Apocalypse, which is another system that we see a lot of. But it's also about show people, and with our crew being a good mix of actors and things like that, I think we'll kind of get to some of those themes, and it'll be fun to explore both the performance element and the backstage element of wrestling shows. And finally, Zweihander really impressed me with being both dark and amusing. And it's also a game where a lot of the character creation is random. And I think that's going to get people to push themselves out of their comfort zones of always playing the same type of character. It's not just Tawny. Like, we're also talking about Jordan not playing a rich, hot character. Like,
I'll be a poor, ugly person this time.
So, me every day of my
oh, Muffin.
Now watch Jordan will get the rolls and he'll be like, "Oh, I'm a elder woman and I'm super hot."
Cursed with beauty.
Yeah.
Oh dear, no. The dice decided for me. It must be fate.
Who am I to blow against the wind? All right. So let's talk about our series. We've chosen 4 games for our series, and it was a hard decision. We argued about these games for hours.
Mud wrestled even.
And
so much mud.
And we did not get the security deposit back from that hotel room.
Tawny taint stabbed me.
But in stage combat style, so it was 2 inches behind.
It was safe? Wait, so you stabbed him in the butt? I don't know.
It
Anyway.
was 2 inches behind the tape, so like way behind.
No, it was like
So
a more
we've
painful
listened to the
colonoscopy.
feedback that we've taken from our Patreon subscribers. I'm just going to bowl right past it. And as well as the surveys that we've asked you to fill out. And we're very excited. And that showed us that people want longer shows. So our compromise is that we're doing 4 5-episode shows. Our first one is Aegon, which is a mythic Greek adventure where the players are going to play heroes who kind of wander from island to island, solving problems of the gods and trying to find their way back home. This was a game that was both very popular with our survey respondents, our Patreon backers, and the players who were all like, when I was like, "Yeah, do you want to do this?" They were like, "Fuck yes, I want to do this." So that was a no-brainer. The second new game that we're doing is Delta Green. Delta Green is an excellent modern-day implementation of Call of Cthulhu, where the players play agents within the United States government who are part of a conspiracy to hunt mythos elements. So it's very Call of Cthulhu meets X-Files.
To give you an idea, the last time I played this was probably 15 years ago. And I haven't played since because I was so freaked out.
and I'm frankly surprised that Sarah was one of the big people who really pushed for it. Like,
I want to conquer my fear.
So we chose this because we do spooky very well, and this crew has been excited about Cthulhu since I ran an off book or an off stream Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign for them, and this version of the game also incorporates balancing the normal life versus the Cthulhu hunting life, and that's going to create some scenes of drama and excitement that I think that we're going to have fun playing. Speaking of regular life drama mixed with supernatural, our first returning series is going to be Things from the Flood. This is the sequel to Tales from the Loop. And it is set in the 1990s, which means that all of the kids that you grew up with and enjoyed in our first series are going to be moody teenagers.
You're all gonna break out the Irish dialect again.
And acne.
The show is going to be called Mystery Mix CD 93, and it's going to catch up with all of the kids as they start to make their way through high school. In addition to that, the world is much different because the sort of tech wonder aspect of the alternate 80s setting has fallen apart into rust and disuse, and so it's kind of this fallen, like, we had hover tanks and now they all don't work, and it's sad. But there's still plenty of mysteries to explore, and that's what the kids are going to be doing.
And you could die in it.
And you can die.
You can finally die.
It's really funny that they push that as like a big like rules thing, like, and you can die, and people are kind of like,
But I don't want.
great. And then our final series game is one that we've been very excited that we're able to pull off. We are going back to Halcyon City, and we are going to be playing Masks once again for Season 2.
There's a mask behind you on the tiger.
I literally did not think we were going to be able to do this because I did not want to do it without our Helix. And Danielle was able to work some temporal magic, and she will be joining us in studio as part of our team. That does mean that we will be saying a slight goodbye to Sarah for that thing because we want to go. She's like, I'm going to enjoy not having to come in on a Wednesday night.
We love her too much to let her go.
We want the original crew. But Sarah has brought so much to our.
Yeah, they are.
Sarah has brought so much to this table, and I'm so very happy that she's joined us as part of our crew for the remainder of the year, and we're lucky to have her. And I hope that we get to play a ton more games with her.
Well, I gotta teach your kid how to play.
That's true. But we will be playing Masks with the original cast. And that will be that's something that I'm very happy that we're able to do because Masks has been far and away our most popular show, both with our audience and with our crew. So I'm very excited, looking forward to that. As far as scheduling goes, I want to keep that relatively loose. I will say that Aegon is going to be our first show of the new year, starting on January 8th. So if you want to see us play it live, come and watch us on Twitch on January 8th. Same Twitch time, same Twitch channel. And then stay tuned to all of our other resources to find out when we're playing all these other wonderful games. So, we'd like to thank you all for joining us for this entire year of Theater of the Mind Players. I'm so happy with our progress. I'm so happy that we've been able to bring these games to you, and it's very exciting to me when people tell me, "Oh, I learned to play this game by watching you guys," or "Oh, I'm so glad that you're doing this game because there's no other actual plays of it." And I know that we are a niche product, and I know that we probably would be farther along our growth curve if we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. But I also feel like we are delivering a unique product that is appealing to people who are looking for something new and looking for something different. And that was always my goal with this. Was I'm a fan of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, but there are so many other excellent RPGs out there that it's a crime if you don't if people don't take a look past that. Just play a new thing once, see if you like it. Try something. You might like it. You never know. It's good for you, you know.
And if you don't, what's the harm?
Well, and I know that I'm very lucky in that I have players who, even before this stream, were very much like, "Sure, Rob, that sounds like fun. Let's play that." I always see horror stories of people who are like, "I can only ever play D&D," and it makes me sad because you are leaving one game in the PlayStation and you're playing that game, and there are so many things beyond that, and I think that playing multiple games, if you are somebody who is looking to become a dungeon master, is a great way to teach you how to do it, because you look at different solutions for things, and by reading different rule sets, you go, "Oh, I can apply this to this thing," and I think that it's a great way to teach yourself some great skills. Okay. So thank you all for watching the show, for listening to the show, for texting us, for following us. If you haven't already, do it now. Please like, share, and review our show, because that's how we get more people to listen, and that's how we get to expand our programming.
Subscribe, rate, review.
That's right.
Subscribe, rate, review.
Get ready for that 2020 and bring all your friends in so they can enjoy it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I see what you did there.
That's how we're able to do things like go to Gamehole Con and play Alien. That's how we get to do specials and things like that. So the wider, the more word we get out, the more listeners we have, the more games that we can play for you. It's as simple as that. So until next year, this is
Tawny P. Thompson.
Ethan Ixed Anderson.
Sarah Babe.
Jordan Fishburne.
Tony Cheek.
You're so close on that one. And of course, the very lovely and very talented
Brad Davies.
our Lord of the Board. For everyone here, this is Rob Wieland wishing you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and just repeat to yourself, it's only a game. I should really just relax.
Unless you're Tawny. I mean,
Everyone should relax.